This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, who among us didn't think it was a porno? It's Double Team. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Gavin.
And we hate movies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final episode of the 2021 Listener Request Month. That's right. We're talking Double Team from 1997, directed by Tsui Hark. You may know him if you're a fan of the Detective D franchise, Once Upon a Time in China franchise. He also directed Black Mass 2, which is a crazy-ass movie. This was his English language debut. And what better way to do it with Jean-Claude Van Damme? And wait, what's that? Oh, Dennis Rodman. Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Man.
Would you like a gun?
I don't think you can start this conversation any other way. I'd never seen this movie. It was mind-blowing to me just how horrific of an actor he is. He may be the new worst athlete turned actor I've seen on screen.
Wow, I'm going to go a different direction.
Oh.
I think because the character is so ill-suited to him, the fact that this is even legible means he's kind of better than Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal.
Wow.
Just because there's no reason to give this guy a manic character at all. He's got a really deep lumbering voice. He's big, huge presence. You go more monosyllabic, you're in much better shape. But they tried to make him like an acerbic wit, and it's just comes out like nothing.
Because I think it's because of all the media at the time around him, and it was such a sensation, all those tabloids. So they had to make him it's like he's not playing himself, but the look at least.
Well,
it's just straight Rodman.
It was either going to be this or a character or from The Fifth Element.
Yes,
that's the types he was going to go for. And what I like about him in this movie, at least, is that he does match Tsui Hark's style. He doesn't feel out of place in this movie because this movie is so quick and clearly is not worried about setting up anything or believability.
I think it's impossible to be out of place in this movie because nothing makes sense. I mean,
exactly.
It is 6 to 8 different movies at least.
I don't think he's out of place, but it's just my God, every other line of dialogue is a fucking basketball joke.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah, I mean,
the world at large understood that Dennis Rodman was a fucking power forward. Let's move on with it.
Here's the other thing, though, is you put him in this, and then next to him, JCVD sounds like he has a pretty good hold on the English language.
He really does.
It does. It's a good casting choice because he does seem much more quick. JCVD seems like he's really going with the dialogue in this one.
You mentioning the whole basketball lines makes me think, as I just rewatched Airplane last week, and the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar character being no, I'm the co-pilot, whatever his name was, Rob Johnson or something. But then the veneer slips and he just becomes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's got basketball shorts on. I feel like they should have done that here. Just make him a basketball player or himself.
You're totally right. If by the end of this movie, when a fucking tiger explodes, he was wearing a Bulls jersey, totally fine by me.
Exactly.
Great.
Just don't even explain it. Whatever.
No. I mean,
was he still playing in 97, Steve?
Yes, this is because I think the Bulls won their last one in 98. So this would have been, this is in that Bulls run.
Oh, man, he got paid for this then. Jesus Christ. He must have. He must have gotten truckloads for this, right?
I mean, what kind of money do you think this production was working with? I'll try to look that up here while we all guess.
Because
JCVD is kind of a fading star at this point, and Mickey Rourke is, a fucking crater in the moon with his stardom here.
Yeah.
So I don't think they had a ton of money to play with, but I bet Rodman Definitely got a lot, maybe just under JCVD.
Well,
Yeah,
this is like JCVD's it's so amazing when you think what are the good JCVD movies? Honestly,
Well,
It was
This
always-
One is one of them, and
The ones that with the Chinese directors were actually kind of the best ones.
yeah.
Hard Target, this.
yeah, I like Universal Soldier quite a bit. I think Van Damme has got a good presence. He elevates bad movies for sure. Like The Quest is a very bad movie, but for some reason I like him in it.
I'm a big Time Cop guy, obviously.
yes.
Oh,
I think
sure.
that might be the heights.
I have a soft spot for Street Fighter, and I always will. I think it's the Raul Julia thing, but also I think JCVD is kind of holding it in that one.
I think he's charismatic. I think he's very interesting to watch. I really enjoy him on screen, and I think we need to stop with these British people. I know, but let us get more weird European dudes that are into karate or weightlifting or whatever, and let's make them a thing again.
Well,
Yep.
that's the problem is that you can't do that anymore because they're all YouTube stars now. That's where they're all making their money. Is they're doing
But-
videos on there, or they have an OnlyFans account, or Les OnlyFans in France.
But that's the new trajectory of Hollywood, right? I mean, I think a YouTuber is hosting the old Carson Daly show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
By
that's
the way,
a good
JC
excuse, actually. If I ever get busted with an OnlyFans account, I'm looking for the karate. It's just I am
it's,
just
for all
waiting-
those Belgian martial artists I love.
They do workout routines on here, secrets to burning the abs.
Yep, just trying to get in shape here.
I want to quickly mention I did really like the movie JCVD that he did, the little
Yes.
self-referential.
I still never saw it.
I think
because,
it's worth checking out.
Even when because I've heard say it was good. I think Chris, you saw it before too. I just something about it was that can't be right. You know what I mean? And there wasn't just you guys. There were a lot of people that really liked that movie, and I was like, something's wrong here, isn't it?
I think he's got a monologue in French or something. It's a little more real to maybe what his experience was. So I like it. It opens with a long tracking shot of a movie being made. It's kind of neat visually. But by the way, before we close this JCVD retrospective, got to mention Bloodsport being amazing.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
We should also mention that we're not doing this on purpose. We're doing this because it's a listener request call, right?
Oh,
Yes.
fuck yeah. Let me pull that up. And also, I'll just say, in from Wikipedia, although citation needed, $30 million budget.
Oh yeah, so he probably I mean he probably got at least a $1 or $2 million here.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
All right, so let's take a listen here to the person who called this one in.
Hey guys, it's Randy from Arizona. Calling because I wanted to request 1997's Double Team, an action movie starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman for some reason. A bizarre action movie that decides to become a remake of the TV show The Prisoner halfway through. There's a lot for you guys to chew on, especially with Jean-Claude Van Damme mispronouncing words, and I hope you guys love basketball jokes. Anyway, guys, look forward to hearing from it, and then talk to you guys later.
See, I would still argue that Rodman can't handle some of these words. Rodman is got marbles in his mouth with a few of these words, whereas JCVD, he's clipping along pretty well.
It's all the piercings, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think there's a chain wallet in his mouth with his $1 million paycheck in it.
Yeah, half a corn audience is in his mouth.
Eric, your half a chain wallet in his mouth joke is definitely my dad yelling at ESPN.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, we are dying. We are becoming grampified by the day. So it's fine. I mean, what's good is our audience is aging with us.
That's right. Although I'll say it's better to be grampified than mummified.
Yeah.
Well, one follows the other.
That's true. So Steve, if you had to quickly distill in a few sentences what we're dealing with in this movie, how would you take a stab at that?
Whew, that is the most difficult question you've ever asked me, honestly.
The tables have turned, James Master.
It is Jean-Claude Van Damme is a retired Black Ops agent that is following his nemesis Stavros, played by which is an amazing thing. Mickey Rourke. Along the way, he gets left for dead, joins the set of a different movie for a little bit, and then comes back to his movie and picks up Dennis Rodman. About 45 minutes in, it becomes a double team up movie where Dennis Rodman is this arms dealer that he uses to infiltrate the great Stavros.
You know, it's funny because, you know, you see, I like I just said a second ago, I hadn't seen this until last night, but I knew of this movie for sure. And I remembered this poster very well, or the DVD case or whatever is on IMDb. Like, so you assumed, right, that it was like pretty much a JCVD Rodman buddy cop movie. But like, yeah, it's 45 minutes. Then Rodman has one scene, and then like another like 20 to 25 minutes goes by where he's not in the movie again. And then he's in like the third act through the credits.
It's like if Chris Tucker was on the poster for The Fifth Element again.
Yes,
exactly.
You're totally right.
Like it just doesn't make any sense.
My favorite thing about this movie's plot is, I guess, because he's a retired Black Ops agent, so JCVD working for the U.S. government overseas, and Dennis Rodman's the one from Belgium.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's probably an expat as well.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be, but I just think it's funny that it's just like he goes to Antwerp, Belgium to meet Dennis Rodman.
Well, everything's flipped. Everyone in America sounds like Jean-Claude Van Damme, and everyone in Belgium sounds like Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, everybody in Antwerp knows exactly what he's saying. They're like, yeah, he's speaking very well.
Better planet.
Is the beginning is a lot, and it's like this like pre-credit, or I guess it's a credit sequence with it's a super train movie, and like it's like there's this weird thing where it's like, all right, Jack Quaid or Jack Quinn, your mission is to stop Stavros from getting these missiles to the Iraqis for some reason.
Yeah.
And if you get it to the border, you get to retire. And then we cut to a room full of like air traffic controllers who are like, oh man, he's never going to make it. I'm like, who is anyone?
Dude, I got to tell you, I started watching this yesterday at approximately like 5:45 p.m. I wasn't fucked up in the slightest. And in this like cold open, I was just like, wait, what is going on? I completely lost track of what was happening here and had to do like, because Lord knows I wasn't going to pause it, but I was like, to the Wikipedia plot summary. And yeah, it is, because it starts and it's definitely like a previously on Jack Quinn.
Yeah.
And it's like his adventure of, yes, Stavros has stolen something, but he's racing to get like plutonium back across the border. And yeah, it's all in like a super truck. And I looked down for 2 seconds and I was like, when I looked back up at the television, I was like, wait a second. Because they never cut to him. This was really interesting and confusing. They never cut to him, like an interior of him driving this truck. And I was like, wait, is JCVD supposed to be driving this truck? What is fucking happening? And then, yeah, this control room out of nowhere. I was like, who are these guys?
Well, you definitely don't see Stavros. You just hear the name Stavros because Mickey Rourke doesn't make an entrance until the amusement park.
See, and that's a problem. Yeah. I think they should have established it earlier, make him like this badass at the start, and so I can understand the rivalry between Quinn and Stavros.
Exactly.
You see, you say that, but like this is like the cold open of almost any other action movie. Like Broken Arrow has a scene like this. Face Off, I think, has a scene like this, but it's at like slapstick pace.
It is the 90s, yeah.
And like it's like get through it. Just don't let it bloat. Don't let it set in too much. Like we just want to be like, yeah, he survived the last one. Ready for the new one, buddy?
But what you're saying there, it's interesting you're bringing up Face Off, right? Because Face Off does this cold open the way we were just saying we hoped this happened, right? Because in Face Off, you see Nicolas Cage is the one that assassinates Travolta's kid, and that's all in that. Like you see Nicolas Cage in that scene. Like this needs to be
with an assist from that Freddie Mercury mustache. To be fair,
oh sure, that's right, that's right, of course.
They'll never suspect a thing.
And also,
oh my God, it's a great disguise.
I would also argue the connection between Travolta and Cage is not as important. Is much more important than the connection between Rourke and Jean-Claude Van Damme in this movie.
Not necessarily, because he wasn't killing his kid, and you know what I mean. Like the stakes become incredibly high at some point.
Well, we'll get to the kid killing, but that's all on Rourke.
Yes.
I also wasn't entirely certain that JCVD was the one that pulled the trigger on that kid, to be
He was.
perfectly honest with
I
you.
don't. Yeah, there was a lot of crossfire. I rewound it and rewatched the scene again. I went back after I watched the entire movie, and then I'm like, oh shit, that's the same tiger in the amusement park that we see later in the film. I'm glad because you know what? The tiger got 2 paychecks out of this movie.
That's tiger foreshadowing, dude. It's a Chekhov's tiger. You show a tiger in the first act,
It's got to go off.
you better explode by the end of it.
That tiger goes off all right. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, Jean-Claude was a professional. He pet me, and I didn't even want to snarl. I didn't want to bite his hand or nothing. And and Mickey, he was smoking cigarettes near my eyes. I don't like that shit. And good actor though, beautiful actor.
It is
Also generous with the steaks. Always
Yeah,
had
he-
a steak for me on set to gnaw on.
Always called me Tony the Tiger. I loved that. I just love that.
It's just interesting to see like a zoo / amusement park that this is. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead here, but anyway.
I mean, this first scene is like nothing. It's like the end of Stripes for 14 seconds, and then it's over with.
Yeah, I will give it though. I like the stunt of him, and I mean, I was laughing out loud because I like the stunt of the super truck thing going over the train, but it is this hilarious thing where he is just driving up to a train that has already started crossing, the road. And it's like, oh, what is he going to do? And then all of a sudden he hits this jump. This is a magic jump. This jump was not there. You see, there's shots of like the flat road going right to the train tracks. And out of nowhere, this super truck is just flying through the sky.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
Jack Quinn must be driving that.
Nobody makes trucks fly like Jack Quinn.
They're talking about Jack Quinn like they're laying money down on him making this mission. Like there must be a pool in the office because they're like, oh man, if Jack makes this run, he can retire finally. Oh yeah, Ted, I heard that. Yeah, this is a Death Squad radio. We're just talking about the Death Squads around the world and just breaking down what they're doing in the other countries.
He must be the most famous, right? Because like once we get to the Isle of the Damned Spies or whatever, everyone knows him.
Well, that's what I was getting. Yes, just like the caller mentioned, it's very The Prisoner. Which is a weird television show from the 60s that they remade with Ian McKellen and I want to say Jim Caviezel on AMC like maybe 10, 15 years ago.
You are correct.
But I was also getting a super John Wick vibe of
absolutely.
This is the community of all of our international assassins, but they're all just like secret agents or like men for hire kind of a profession.
It sounds like it's Del Boca Vista for those guys.
It is.
Like when the hotels where like you hire them out, but like when you can no longer like you can only be a consultant and like you have to rest for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So like it's like they're hanging out with Jerry Stiller and Luca Brasi on the fucking, days off, and then occasionally they're like, yeah, we should definitely invade Pakistan, I guess.
That is why JCVD had to escape. Fucking Jack Klompus just took over the condo board.
Hey, JCVD, what is that, a Cadillac? Oh.
Mr. Klumpus, you need to give my son back his astronaut pen. His astronaut pen. Need to go back. That was no gift. No gift.
And you know what's funny, too, is like much like the first movie we covered in Listener Request Month, The Pest, a movie where he goes to a magic island and you think like, that's where the movie's taking place, and then John Leguizamo goes back to Miami. This again is like cool. Now we're on this island. There's all this like crazy shit. It's like, heroes and villains retiring together. We monitor all the world governments and advise. They pay us. Like it's all this incredibly fascinating setup that could be something. And you think the end of this movie's going to be like, all right, JCVD works his way up to toppling this organization. Maybe he finds out it's crooked or whatever, but instead he just leaves again.
Well, it becomes an action movie. Well, this was written as a spec script, and it was called The Colony, and they just kind of took it. And I guess when they turned it into a JCVD movie and then also subsequently a Dennis Rodman project, they were like, well, they need to get back on the road and we need to make it more of an action movie, this is more thinky or whatever, a little too thinky for the Double Team crew.
We have the first act and we have the third act. We need a script for the second act.
Exactly.
It is pretty bizarre. Like, why not just write another script, and why take this script and say we got to make it worse?
So he winds up going retiring to the south of France or wherever the fuck, and he's got a beautiful wife, and she's a sculptor, and she's pregnant, and
your swan is beautiful. You are beautiful. Her like horrendous abstract sculptures. Oh, they're bad.
Oh, honey, Otho isn't coming over again, is he?
Strong Beetlejuice vibes, absolutely.
Totally. This
my
movie
God.
could have used a comical haunting.
Or
JC
Robert Goulet shows up for dinner.
Yeah, JCVD needs to be in a ghost movie before everything's said and done. Has that
There's
happened?
not some. I was gonna say, dude. There's not some secret movie he did that's like pseudo paranormal. Nobody knows it exists, but it came out in like 2009 or something.
I hope so. And if you know of such a thing, please slide into those DMs.
Hey, pal, close your legs. Hey, oh, yeah, oh.
I would kill for Dick Cavett just to go up to Mrs. Quinn. I've always thought your art was terrible.
There's a moment with him and his wife here. I mean, it's kind of hilarious because she's like visibly pregnant, right? Like any day now, this baby's coming, and she's just like, Jack, the baby. It's what we want. No. And they're like sitting in this swimming pool, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. The preview told me that Dennis Rodman's in this movie. Can we move all this along a little bit?
Also, it's a little late to have that conversation. I mean, you might be in legal jeopardy if you're having that conversation.
Well, I don't know about that, man. Right? Like, if they're in France, you take them to some, countryside French nunnery, drop the baby off.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the classy way to do it. If you want to abandon a kid, you go to Europe, you find a convent, and you really abandon that kid.
That's like Mad Men shit right there, dude.
That is the Cadillac of abandoning your child. It's just pristine, lovely.
By the way, Internet Ticker, previous episode, No Retreat, No Surrender, has JCVD and a ghost. I think that's it.
Wow. Okay. There's a ghost in that movie?
I think there's like
the ghost of Bruce Lee, no?
Yes, I think so. Right? It helps.
Shit. Yeah, there you go. You're right.
It's probably in the archive if anyone wants
Yeah.
to listen to that episode to know what the ghost was.
JCVD has a Dennis Farina getting Will Graham back in the game scene here near the pool. Where he's like, the guy's like, yeah, I know you just got retired, but you gotta come back in the game. Come on, JCVD. Let's fucking do it.
This guy is great because you completely expect this dude to be around for the whole movie. And I was like, I don't know if I can take that. Because he's very enthusiastic about being a part of a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. But boy, this guy, not an actor, maybe a stunt coordinator who just got the role or something. These lines being delivered were bad.
The line he says that really stuck with me, because like Jean-Claude Van Damme's like, oh, you come in at the side. Why don't you come to the front door? And he's like, Jack, I came to the back door. You should know that. And I'm like, wait, what are we referencing?
His anal sex fetish.
Got it.
Well,
okay.
Let me tell you something. I'm glad you brought that line up, Steve, because it just reminded me of a thing that was incredibly frustrating while I was watching this. I rented it on Apple, and the subtitles did not match the dialogue entirely. Like, it was a thing where what they were saying was the sentences were being restructured for the subtitles. So like the message was still getting across, but it was not verbatim. And so
I hate that shit.
It was very confusing. But one of those hilarious restructuring of the sentences was at that part because the guy in the subtitles says like, oh yeah, well, Jack, you know all about going in the back door. I was like, are we talking about ass fucking or are we not?
I am gonna come in your back door.
Well, there is that weird line later when Mickey Rourke is like, it's tight in this back. Well, that makes sense for a CIA man, huh?
Yeah,
your asshole's tight, right? Yeah. Can you talk about your asshole a little bit?
Because he basically is like, Stavros is back, and listen, you can't retire until Stavros retires. And it's like, well, I guess so. Because it's the great game, and there's a lot of like the great game is afoot. Because I think like the next scene is this guy like getting into his car, and Mickey Rourke has hijacked it, and it's like, the only good thing you ever did is getting Jack Quinn back in the game. And I'm like, what game is this? What on earth are you talking about? You don't want this guy after you.
It's the spy game, man.
Yeah,
He loves the thrill of the chase. I don't know. Also, this dude blowing up in his own car is fucking hilarious because like he can't unlock the door. Like Mickey Rourke really has this car rigged to blow, and like it is a daytime assassination with a car bomb, and it's like Stavros just slowly walks away, and there's tons of people around, and no one was like, hey, seconds before that car exploded, that guy over there got out of it and hasn't turned around since it exploded.
Yeah, by the way, can somebody help me pick this shrapnel out of my face? Anybody want to help me? I mean, like Stavros is like throwing like octopus in his mouth while he's doing this, I assume. And you just had to cut that out.
We get that brief moment of Mickey Rourke walking away from the car as it explodes, looking cool as fuck, right?
Yeah, man. I gotta say, Mickey Rourke not looking half bad in this movie.
He's looking pretty good.
He knew he was in a movie with JCVD.
Yeah, but it's also before he became the Red Skull. So there's that's before that.
Also, for sure.
But like not that many years, right? Because I mean, what the hell was The Wrestler?
The Wrestler was 2010 almost.
Oh, was it 10? It was okay.
So
Probably
what was it
06.
like? There was plastic surgery run amok, and then there was probably human growth hormone or something.
Oh,
right?
definitely.
He
That was
got
a big
like
thing.
Rambo-ified a bit.
Yeah, he in 08 he's the Wrestler. He's a Domino. Woof. He's in Man on Fire for a second. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, I barely remember him in.
I remember him very clearly because he has the tiny dog, and that's like when you start not being able to recognize him.
Right, he gets the tiny dog and he wears like a straw cowboy hat, and then suddenly it's like, what is happening?
Yes. Oh, dude. Honestly, that movie might be a stay tuned.
Yeah,
It's not very good.
yeah.
No, it's not. That was a movie. It was like one of the biggest letdowns because it was just like, oh my God, it's fucking Desperado 2. Like, let's do it. And it was like, oh man, what is Johnny Depp doing in this movie?
Well, that's the thing. Is it 2003? It wasn't. It was like Desperado 2 probably wouldn't have made that many big waves. It was like Desperado 2 plus Johnny Depp.
Yep, that's exactly right. Because that's at like the height of the pirates' powers and everything. Yeah. No thanks. No thanks. I do like this scene of him going to Dennis Rodman's seedy fucking sex club and the like S&M gimp dancer in a water tank. Pretty creative sex club. Pretty creative.
It just water shit.
It just seems a little dangerous is all I'm gonna say, madam. If you're, you know what I mean, she's got the gas mask that is coming into the wall, that is her air supply. It's like, you know, like the music's really loud. If something goes wrong, how are you going to alert somebody that you're in trouble?
Yeah, I would like to think that there's a little thing like in these glass cubes that they're dancing in or dancing in, where it's like if you press this little red thing in the corner, it emits. And this is feasible for this movie at least because Dennis Rodman's like not only like a weapons guy, but like kind of a gadgets wizard a little bit. And like you can have a thing where it's like you press the button and some sort of pulse goes through the glass and shatters it if you find out you're like drowning in this tank or something.
Like a sharp dildo.
Yeah, a dildo just comes out and pokes its way through the glass and you fly out.
Just put your mouth to the hole. Just put your mouth to the hole.
If she like died in there, you could just flush her down the toilet like a regular fish.
I don't know if is he living at this sex club, do we think, or not so much?
Upstairs, maybe above it.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I think it's a thing where if it's not a full-time living situation, Steve, he definitely has a room there.
I live above at one sex club and below another sex club.
And I love it.
The moaning from both ends, man. That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's gotta be
nice,
tough.
maybe.
I mean, Andrew, the little button you're talking about does exist because the lady in the who's like snorkeling and dancing or whatever is like hits a button and opens his secret lair.
Oh,
He has this. She has like she's his like. He has to go up to the glass and be like, "Hey," and she's like, "Yeah, here," and opens the door with a little button on the side.
Oh, I see.
I think this club is also meant to freak you out a little bit because
Yes.
in the 90s, the idea of anyone having anything other than missionary sex was like, what?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. Because he's Dennis Rodman and he's such a personality, I think if you were to try to make him not that, it's almost then even more unbelievable that he's in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, if he was like a straight-laced, like Jean-Claude Van Damme's Q or something, right? Like just gadget weapon guy.
Which is kind of what he is here, but yeah, as Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, totally. And
No,
also his name is Yaz. And like they're saying Yaz so much through this movie that after it was over with, I was like, do I want to go put on Upstairs at Eric's for a little bit, listen to some of those tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, but of course, because JCVD is standing in for all the dads out there that just wants Dennis Rodman to do fucking defense. Is he's like, who did your hair, Siegfried or Roy? Don't worry,
Dude,
guys, I'm
great.
just as freaked out as you. This is pretty fucking freaky.
This is a great exchange because then he says the last guy who made fun of my hair had to pull his head out of his ass, and then JCVD's like, I don't want to hear about your sex life.
Yep. It's like, dude, it's like the old West with the gunslinging of the gay jokes in this scene. And it's crazy too to think like, because I know whichever was the surviving member of the two like just died recently, so now they're both dead. But just like thinking back, man, it feels like 97 is still a little too late for Siegfried and Roy jokes.
Yeah, it's just, but no, it was shorthand for that's hilarious.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, so much so, definitely a trailer line.
Oh, definitely.
It was 100% a trailer line. So all those dads who were in the theater to see, like, I don't know, whatever piece of shit Steven Seagal movie had this trailer in front of it, could just be like, goddamn right.
Also, more tiger foreshadowing.
Oh, right.
It's a smart movie.
Guaranteed they weren't thinking that.
This is where he's got his James Bond-esque kind of cue setup, which is a lot because like
it's a lot. There's even a bad like, oh, did you just push that button? And he's gonna throw the thing because like the tiny little keychain is actually a huge bomb or whatever.
What I don't understand is there's like because Jean-Claude Van Damme in this part is part of a team. Like, just make Dennis Rodman part of that team, and he's like the only other guy that made it out. Like that just saves so much narrative information for you. Meanwhile, this team has a sharpshooter later and a guy in shadow in a wheelchair that means nothing. Did anyone else get that?
That's
no,
amazing.
There's just a dude in a shadowy figure in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Professor X.
Yes, it's just like, and that's John. That's Mr. Whatever who does information, and like they hold on him for 3 seconds and he's gone.
Hold on a second. I'm doing information.
Keep doing what you're doing. That's my job, is to keep telling you to do what you're doing. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I'm Lester. I'm here. I'm in the shadows here. I don't want to take up too much room or too much time from you places. I know you got people to kill.
Lester,
Hello, Yaz. I've been tracking you for a long time now, young man.
Charles, I keep telling you, I just dye my hair. That's all it is. I am not a mutant. I have
Don't
tattoos.
deny yourself, your true self,
No,
Yaz.
no. I dye my hair. I'm naturally 6'7". This is
Look. I've heard it 1,000 times before, young man. Now look, you're calling yourself Yaz. What were you born? Jonathan? Were you Jonathan? And now you go by Yaz. Yaz is an X-Man name.
You know, I do have a special power. It's ignoring assholes.
well, how would you like to live in Westchester? Perhaps you could play for the Knicks.
Dude, the absolute, I'm thinking about the you mentioned like there's a team of people, Steve, you know, that we, like and of course they're all like Delta whatever, and JCVD Delta 1. He's you know, because he's the fucking walking legend or whatever. But then there's this woman who's the sniper, and he's like, oh, if we could get Stavros over here, maybe we could get a shot at him. Could you make this shot with 200 yards? And she goes, with this, I can shoot the dick off a hummingbird. Cut to this woman just getting shot in the face, doing absolutely nothing, and is out of the movie.
Yeah, because hummingbirds don't have dicks.
Also true.
Well, that's her fucking ruse, Eric, because she's like, oh no, I shot the dick off that hummingbird. And then you look, that hummingbird ain't got no dick.
Well, she didn't lie.
Hummingbirds ain't got no dick. It would be a great novel title.
Mm-hmm. I've been looking for the title of my first. So
a good memoir.
Do it.
So this Delta Squadron's mission here is got to recapture that Stavros, got to capture him alive. Gonna go to Antwerp, Belgium, I believe we are here.
Yes.
Hilarious. And I thought it was going to be, and boy, how wrong I was. I thought it was going to be the most ridiculous product placement in the movie. This huge, hilarious Heineken billboard that's just there.
Dude, you wish. You fucking wish.
Dude, I don't want to spoil it because we'll have a lot of fun with it, but I was howling at this thing that we're all referencing. But yeah, so they got the whole team. You know, it's your classic undercover. We're trying to catch this guy, right? You got one of your agents playing a clown. There's another guy working the concession stand. You know, they're all got operatives all over the park.
And it's important. We want to bring Stavros in alive for some reason. Question.
Yeah,
mark.
instead of just blowing this dude's head off and letting everyone get on with their day, we got to bring him in alive.
Yeah, you don't even get we need him for the information. You're just supposed to infer that.
Right.
You're supposed to infer a lot.
It just seems like there's this uneasy thing where it's like, whoa, he's also a black ops guy, and we got to make sure we all go to the same resort when we retire. Please bring him in alive.
My favorite thing that you have to infer is that he must have it in his terrorist rider that he has to have his child with him at all killings or all deals. What is this child doing at this setup?
Because it's never said that, or we have to. It's just like the meat is at the amusement park. That's where we're gonna get him. Not they're gonna get the drug deal is there. That's where the plutonium is. You know what I mean? You don't know what the deal is.
I think you're supposed to infer that there was online chatter or something. Like Stavros is going to be in this location. We don't know why. But it turns out he's meeting his kid.
You know what? He's just got a really fucking overindulgent Twitter feed. He's like, Friday night, gonna see you guys at the amusement park. Okay.
Stavros is eating a club sandwich at the City Limits Diner. Go, go, go.
Oh, look at this. Stavros had someone take a picture of him playing the ring toss game at the amusement park. Let's get him.
Oh my God, he's having the Heineken Amber. Oh my God, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Somebody stop him.
Stop.
That's disgusting.
We need to take him in alive. Get that drink away from him.
Dude, Heineken Amber, heaven forbid.
Heineken anything. But I mean, yeah, also Heineken Amber, that's a mistake.
If you're gonna go for Heineken, just get the green stuff and call it a day.
Yeah, just deal with it. You're going to drink junk. It's fine.
If you absolutely have to.
So is the idea that he was coming here for completely innocent?
I think so.
Reasons?
It is. Yeah, I think you're supposed to, because I was confused by this, but I think it's a thing where it's like, you know, the H is O on Stavros and like his whole family or whatever, and this is the way he's able to kind of get any time to see his child, because also the woman that he's with, you don't know if it's the mother or just like a guardian or something, has the kid like hidden in her coat. It's a very weird reveal that's doing a lot to that kid, guaranteed.
Well, don't worry, his psychology doesn't have much more to go.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
The trauma will end pretty quickly, but like it's a reveal because I guess the idea is supposed to be like you're expecting it's going to be because she's wearing this enormous trench coat or raincoat, and you expect it's going to be a
bunch of candy under there,
bomb or guns or drugs. But she opens it up, and a little kid is between her legs. It's almost like she was sitting on his shoulders,
dude. Yeah, it does kind of look like that. It's an hysterical move by this movie. Also, it's weird because like it's raining, and like the amusement park appears to not be looking to shut down at all. And it is the funniest thing because like all the agents are out there and everything, including this guy who's dressed as a clown. And there is something just so goddamn hilarious about looking at a clown that got stuck in the rain.
It's more grungy clown shit.
Yep.
Every month we're going to do a grungy clown movie and I'm going to hate it.
No, it's surprisingly kind of busy at this rainy amusement park.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why people aren't going home.
Get that tiger inside. What are you doing?
Exactly.
No. Keep all the electrical equipment on. Actually, up the voltage if you can.
But I guess because she, the sharpshooter, has a shot at Stavros at this point, and I guess because Jean-Claude Van Damme is close to having a child here, he's like, oh, I'm not going to give the order to take the shot. But then Stavros sees her and kills her anyway. And then in a hail of gunfire, the mother and the kid are gunned down. Yowza.
Yeah, now, just open fire on your enemy. Who cares about the child being there? If he just shot at both of them, I mean, he could have gotten Stavros, Mickey Rourke. He could have been down, and then maybe the kid would have been okay. Or maybe you shoot the kid in the leg.
Also, we've been told that they were supposed to use non-lethal rounds like tranquilizer darts. Trank the kid. Trank the mom, trank the kid.
You're totally right. Because that's when JCVD in the previous scene is like, do you think you could hit Stavros at 200 yards? What they're discussing is using a fucking dart.
Yes.
So it makes no sense. The shot is not obstructed at all. This woman could have nailed him right in the shoulder. The kid wouldn't have been affected whatsoever. It's just it's a messy way to have this all unfold. You're telling this story, clean up this fucking shit. Make it make sense.
That's the thing, is it's just moving along at such a clip, and I kind of like that. I don't like that it's making points to really slow down. It's just completely off the rails, go. But even with this split, did you think that the kid was dead right away?
No, I did not at all.
I thought the lady that was with him got tranked, and then when Stavros takes the kid, another shot hits the kid, because then there's blood. Then you see blood with the kid.
So is it the lady gets it first? Is the idea?
The lady gets hit with something, and then Stavros takes the kid away from her, and the kid's still alive in that moment. But then there's another shot. I think it's when the guy slips on the Coca-Cola cans.
Yeah. I love that. JCVD also slips on some, and then while slipping on Coca-Cola, he manages to turn that into an advantage and starts kicking people in the face.
By the way, we got our first JCVD kicks about 17 minutes in. No, that's you lost 1 star.
It's bullshit because you have that cold open, Steve, and he's stealing that super truck. Maybe he has to give an awesome super kick to the driver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, before he steals it. You can't make me go this long without seeing a kick like that.
Kicks a guy's head right off his body. That would have been an amazing start.
Do we also get Stavros vision here? Anyone else see this?
No, wait, what?
It is the weirdest part of this movie.
Man, I gotta get myself a little dog and a weird little straw hat.
Because when she has the hummingbird dick line, JCVD volleys back. He's like, "You don't understand. Stavros is like a snake. The minute that you lock eyes with him, he is behind you and he's shooting you." And I'm
right.
And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And what that means is that he has slow-mo vision. He can shoot you before you could shoot him.
Yeah, you get inside the mind of Stavros and everything is slow, because I guess he's just been on downers all day, much like Mickey Rourke.
I got myself some bullet time.
Oh, look at that. Got some of me slow-mo in this inhaler. I'm going to take that real quick.
Taking a job for the Mama clan and also Saddam Hussein because it's 98.
When he's threatened, much like a skunk, when he's threatened, he releases a mist of opioids and everybody just goes slow-mo.
This is the bad days, the all or nothing days. I'm doing downers in the morning and downers in the evening.
My whipped cream canister budget is through the roof. All or nothing days.
I mean, it's funny in Sin City when they had to put all that makeup on his face to make him look like a Frank Miller character, but it's that's the best he's looked in years, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, can I take this home, or you gonna need all this chin putty or what? Well, here's one of my biggest curiosities over the last 10 years, and I've never made the choice to bite the bullet. is Sin City a watchable movie?
I mean, I would have told you in the aughts it was, but I don't know.
I mean, I remember when most of us went to see it back in the old purchase days. Like, we were all psyched as fuck.
I mean, I loved it back in 07 or 05 or whenever the hell it came out. I was 21 years old. I think I watched it maybe 7 years ago and wasn't so into it. But then I watched the sequel and I was like, oh, that movie's a masterpiece.
Well, I think you could still enjoy the look of it, but the Frank Miller sensibility all over that is a little tough to digest these days.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like that probably wouldn't age for me well either. Although I had most of those books and had read them all.
It's got a great Michael Madsen performance in the beginning. Like,
hey, Hardigan, you got a bum ticker and you're just got... you wouldn't know this to hear my voice, but I'm a corrupt piece of shit.
The biggest sin of Sin City is the fact that that aesthetic and then the grim darkness of it, it's a direct correlate. Like, that's why 300 got greenlit. Like, Zack Snyder is a person because Sin City came out.
1,000%. Yeah, because it was, and the style of it, which was my God, we're going to use a comic book as a storyboard.
Could you imagine?
And that's what 300 was, and that's why 300 exists for sure. You're totally right there.
One of my favorite lines, not to keep harping on this kid getting assassinated scene, but one of the things that happens also is, of course, they have their team there, but Stavros has all his guys there too. And one of those guys turns to our guy who's dressed like a clown and just goes, "Too late, clown boy," and shoots this guy. Clown boy.
I couldn't tell in the mesmerizing action. Now, was his guys the one with the animal masks?
Yes, I think that's the
I dug that. It was kind of like You're Next.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, totally. Good movie.
Great
movie. And something.
We're at a hospital somehow.
Stavros gets away and runs into into an abandoned maternity ward,
a baby room. More distinctly, a baby room. They're hanging out in a baby room together and fighting.
If terrorists or whatever, there's nurses and doctors around those babies all the time, and I'm pretty sure nurses and or doctors would be doing their damnedest to either shoo the gunman away from the baby or get the babies out of the area.
This is the perils of socialized medicine.
I see.
Your babies will be left undefended from gunmen.
No, you don't understand. We have to turn off the lights all the time in the maternity ward to save some money. It's like an abandoned hospital. It's Lars von Trier's The Hospital. It's
creepy show. Oh, God.
You keep saying abandoned, but there are babies all around them.
Exactly. I mean, again, I believe that much in the human spirit that people would not just abandon babies.
Listen, you want to abandon between I don't know 1 and 4 babies, fine. You do you. An entire ward? I mean, that's 24 babies that got abandoned.
Maybe now we were talking about 300, and now my mind is maybe these guys didn't pass the baby inspector.
Oh man, I forgot about the baby inspector. Yeah. Terrible job. Terrible.
Do not give birth at Spartan Medical.
Oh yeah, nothing but red X's on those charts in this little room here. And
you would expect at least one person to be hey guys, you want to take that next door? Guy, come on.
The babies are trying to sleep. Have the gun play next door, please.
I have to believe that it's because fucking Mickey Rourke is going through so much trauma from just watching his son get shot in the chest that he's just seeing babies everywhere. I don't even think JCVD's there. I think he's just in an abandoned room and he's just my baby. I wanted to bring my baby to watch me kill so many people. I wanted to watch my baby to watch me strangle people, shoot them in the head, knife them in the eye. I wanted to do so many. My baby's gone now. My baby's gone.
This isn't slow-mo.
Well, he has the great line here. I think it's here where he's like, my baby, my boy loved his little pony. He loved that little horse, and that little horse is gonna miss my son.
Oh, right.
You know, what an empathetic guy. Think of the little horse at a time like this.
It's just like so fucking unhinged and not for this movie, man.
You just have to imagine that after all this, like, imagine Stavros survives and it's just him commiserating with the pony about his fucking dead son. Like, I love my baby son. I loved him so much, Butters.
How am I going to tell Puddles what happened? I cannot figure out how I could ever break this to Puddles. Puddles, please sit down.
You're going to need an extra salt lick today, buddy.
Oh my God, my horse. My poor horse. I mean, he's like, and that horse isn't going to get to see my son grow up. And he's just like crying. What I thought was going to happen here was
this horse is his godfather.
We're going to have a carrot, you and me, and we're going to throw a carrot down for those we lost.
Oh no! Look what they did! Look what they did to my boy!
Oh, I'm going to go full vengeance on these sons of bitches.
Dude, JCVD partnered with a horse in a movie that's called like Horse Assassin or something.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Oh, well, this is your gritty Mr. Ed reboot right here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's a long time coming.
A long time coming, I would say, yeah.
Go fuck yourself, Wilbur.
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm back.
And then you just hear a horn go. I'm back.
Now my horse is going to kick you to death.
My horse also does splits.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting to think about.
Yeah. We
Today,
should try it.
today it was reported that 300 horses were killed on the reboot of Mr. Ed because they kept on trying to make them do splits. That's 300 horses
The
split
biggest
right in half.
Biggest horse apocalypse since HBO's Luck.
Horse Apocalypse, by the way. Again, another movie that I would watch. Yeah, surprising he doesn't steal his own baby at the end of this scene. That's where I thought we were kind of good. Because, like, why else are we there, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, also, there's a part where a grenade is thrown near a bunch of babies, and Jean-Claude Van Damme like kicks it away, and at least 10 to 12 babies bited here in this grenade explosion. At least.
But I love the fact that Stavros is like, I'm gonna put this grenade in this baby carriage and wheel it at him while I leave. He's just going burnt earth, kill all these babies. It's fine. My baby's dead.
Steve, I think you're right about the body count, but also the babies that survived, they're all totally deaf.
Oh, at least.
Oh,
There's no way a little baby eardrums and a grenade goes off. Come on, that's a room of deaf babies now.
Now this I don't know if it's even on the air anymore, but this is an episode of Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Get
good
some
idea.
babies together, right? And then you set off a grenade and film it.
All right, ma'am, is your baby deaf after our myth busting or what?
Why did you do this?
We needed to
How is
figure
this
out.
still a show?
Listen, ma'am. We needed to prove whether or not Double Team was accurate. Okay, the 1997 film Double Team.
Well, I'm going to go find out if lawsuits are accurate. Goodbye.
We're not going to know for a while if these babies are deaf, so we're going to do like a 21 up type of thing with all of them.
No, I think you can give a baby a hearing test.
You think so? I guess.
Yeah, you make like noises and you look and see if they react to it and shit on either side.
Oh, like with gibberish though, not with like the English, not with a language.
Well, yeah. There's other ways. There's other noises to be made besides the English language.
I just want to follow up to see if these babies can talk.
Oh shit! The grenade somehow makes them super babies,
So here,
and then
Yes.
they are just talking babies.
so here's the pitch. It's a sequel to Double Team, but we're not focusing on anything that happened except the babies in this random scene that doesn't make any sense.
It's called Baby Geniuses.
That's how it happened.
So he winds up knocked out, and I guess Stavros lets him live because he's playing the long game for revenge here. But he's been sent to the colony.
Which is like,
Man.
just start the movie here and
Yes.
have them
Oh
get
my
out.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like this whole, you could totally cut off that super tank cold open.
Yo, definitely that could go.
Dumb shit with his wife or whatever. And this is like this mission at the amusement park is the opening. And it's like, here's how we fucking get Stavros. Finally, after all this time, Stavros, we're getting him tonight. And then boom.
I get what you're saying, but I also don't think they're going to release a 65-minute movie.
I wish they would.
Then this movie could be more about the stuff on the colony, which is like totally unexplored and arguably the most interesting part of the movie.
I would agree with that.
Easily. He wakes up and it's like, hey, you're a secret agent and you didn't kill Stavros, therefore you've gone soft. And there's all like a TV telling him this, like, you either have to agree to be in the colony or we'll kill you right now. And he's like, I guess I agree to go colony.
Here's the thing. When you're doing shit like this and it's like, you know, like low tier, not in the distant future Star Trek shit or whatever, but like it's low level science fiction with what it's proposing here. You got to have a better monitor system than just Jean-Claude Van Damme looking at a garbage tube television.
You're right.
Because I am led to believe that this tube television is some sort of like high-tech communication device, and it's just a 4:3 tube TV.
You are right, because there is a laser net under the fucking ocean.
Well,
exactly.
This is when, because I was like, I started this movie like 10 last night, and I was like, I expected a low impact. I'm going to watch this movie, take some notes, and have a good time. It's a buddy cop. And then we get to this island. I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to fucking break my wrist writing these notes. Like, what is happening right now?
JCVD at an island. I was expecting double impact, not low impact. Previous episode.
Well, I mean, like, it's kind of cool that he's hanging out with Indiana Jones's Nazi friend.
Dude, fucking Belloc is in this movie. I couldn't even believe
Poor
it.
bastard, man. That guy's career. He's in arguably one of the biggest movies of all time, and his career, and he's the villain, and he's great in that movie. And his career is a toilet tank.
What else has he been in besides Indiana Jones and this?
He's in Hot Fuzz for a hot minute, so that's like the other good one. And he's the villain in the Power Rangers movie, and he looks like shit in that.
Does he Ivan Ooze?
He is exactly Ivan Ooze.
Oh, my heart. I can't even.
Isn't he a theater guy though? Like
I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure that's what he was doing. I'm not saying the guy was like a bad actor.
Yes, I have portrayed King Lear, Hamlet, Henry V, and also Ivan Ooze.
Midget Rangers, you want to see it open just as much as I do.
He's Paul Freeman is this gentleman today. We should give him credit as we're shitting on his career mercilessly.
Is he still with us?
Looks to be, yeah.
Nice. All right, now we're talking. Way to go, Belloc. Way to live.
And he's like, well, Mr. Quinn, welcome to the island of lost super agents who, I don't know, for some reason need to keep being alive.
You've got Leon the Professional's old place. We had to take care of him. There was some things we found on his computer.
Yes, we are global assassins, but we are not monsters, Mr. Quinn. Also, so it's kind of hilarious because, like, when JCVD sees this dude, he just goes, Alex Goldsmith, the tax man? Dude, they've all got, like, dipshit nicknames like that, and he's the tax man. Okay.
Because he comes to collect, I imagine, right?
Yeah, once a year he comes to collect, exactly.
And
my fucking enemy here.
Yep.
But he is, and like he's like, yes, and this is the rest of your life shall be spent here. And it's like, and then he's like, oh my god, it's that Mossad agent I know, and this other guy, and is that Stahl? I love Stahl, his nemesis.
And it's a lot of like, it's kind of. It's weird because, like, what they're telling you, like, as he's seeing all these dudes, you sort of realize, like, is Jean-Claude Van Damme, like, really bad at his job? Because, like, he sees that guy and he's like, didn't I kill you in Belarus? And then it's like another guy, I thought I blew him up back at the can. And you're like, are you confirming any of these kills? What is your job?
It turns out he's fucking awful at his job, which makes sense why Mickey Rourke keeps getting away.
Yes.
And I mean, here's my question about the island. I think I'm right here. half to 75% of this island is sucking each other off, right? That's what
Yep.
you're, I mean, like you're trapped for all time. Like
yeah, sure.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hey, when in Rome, dude.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you think
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just want to confirm that, and I feel like
You
that's
just want
what
to
like
confirm that?
I do want to confirm, because I feel like that's what Belloc's trying to get at here. And he's like, there's a lot of things we could do on this island. Not many things we could do on this island, but there's some things we could do on this island.
We're all retired from the international stage. We are too valuable to kill, too dangerous to set free, and ready to 69 until the sun comes up.
Check it out,
again.
everyone. It's fresh meat. Oh, I mean, Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn.
I assume, since you're a spy, that you know how to handle a stick shift.
Yeah.
And also, like, again, I know I keep harping on they don't explore this at all, but like the idea of these like super agents and super villains being forced to live together on this island, I don't know, man. Seems like more than enough for a movie to me.
Yep.
But I'm not sure if I would get my action movie here. I wouldn't get my JCVD action movie here. I'd get my interesting, we're all spies, because half of these, JCVD is, wonderful, a beautiful specimen here. The rest of these guys are 57 years old.
Yeah. You know what? This could be like a good sequel to The American with George Clooney.
Yes. Well, actually, it's
Yeah,
interesting you say
yes,
Clooney
definitely.
and JCVD's appearance. He's wearing this late 90s Clooney cut, and it's not working for me, man.
No.
It is
No, thank
it's
you
a
for bringing
bad
that up.
fucking haircut.
It's
No.
trash. He's got the Clooney like Caesar cut thing.
Yeah.
Absolute garbage.
It needs to be longer than this. I like. I'm not asking for full hard target. I know I'm not greedy. But like,
you're a realistic man.
yes, but like at least like Bloodsport level, like just a little bit more than this. Shape.
Yeah, it would be one thing if it was like, because the movie does play with that whole 3 years later and then we're in the south of France at the beginning. If you want him to have that haircut then, it's like, all right, he's been out of the game. He can look like a dipshit. That's fine. But then it's like, maybe one of the things when he like gets, reintroduced to the game is he has to go to the haircut station really quickly before he goes down to the office. I don't know.
Armando, give me the usual. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he gets his first case. There's this whole thing about a plane that was bound for Seoul, and it is fucking hilarious in this movie. They know exactly what audience level they're playing to, because the guy's like, yes, it was a plane bound for Seoul, South Korea. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I fucking got it, man.
And they-
Thanks a lot.
The official line is that like North Korea shot down this passenger jet. And I thought that was interesting because Kim Jong-un owns this movie since Dennis
Yes,
Rodman.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
They're
you're-
buds.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together, dude, but you're totally right. He's probably like, yeah, it's great that I'm a plot point in this. Yeah.
I would
Or I
say
guess my father was a plot point.
yes,
Every-
exactly.
Every CIA and FBI agent on the North Korea desk has had to see this and Simon Says.
Absolutely. And I bet Kim Jong-un made Dennis Rodman watch this movie with him.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because he made him play basketball, or watch basketball. I'm rusty on my foreign relations with Dennis Rodman.
I think they were
hanging out.
watching.
Yeah,
they were
he's-
watching basketball. I think
Well, Rodman played in Asia for a long time too. Like that, he's one of those guys that just like when he bottomed out of the NBA, he's just old. But it's
Yeah,
like I could
get some
still
money.
make a ton of money playing in Asia, and he did. And I think that's kind of how he wound up in Kim Jong Un's purview, possibly.
Oh, okay.
But I just know the
that's
family
interesting.
was obsessed with movies as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a family of hardcore cinephiles. It's actually crazy because Kim Jong Il, that's the father.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wrote a book, right?
Yes, yeah, that book about cinema. I've always kind of wanted to read it.
What's the movie? Pulgosaur? There's a
the thing that's like it's like a North Korean Godzilla.
yeah. That
I've seen it, dude. It's on YouTube.
wild stuff.
So this whole thing, they're trying to solve this mystery, like what actually went down, and like so it's like this team of guys, and they're all analyzing all the same footage and forensic evidence and the chatter over wherever chatter was happening in 1997.
And the thing is, like, the idea that, like, you know what? Jean-Claude Van Damme's really good at analysis. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't, like, there are guys that are like, tactical whatevers. Obviously Paul Freeman, I buy him as an analyst that can like think about these things and the great chess match. But like, I don't buy this idea that like we cannot kill Jack Quinn because he's too valuable to us. What for his brain?
But Steve, he's the only one who knows to look at the press conference from the White House and know that the press secretary is lying. So he has this. He's like, wait a minute. The Americans are lying. They are lying through their cheeseburger teeth.
Well, I wish I didn't have cheeseburger teeth.
I got a case of cheeseburger teeth. Cheeseburger gut, cheeseburger ass, cheeseburger teeth. Actually, my ass is okay.
You got cheeseburger neck hair.
Oh, definitely, dude.
Cheeseburger nails. Oh yeah.
I love your cheeseburger teeth.
But so what is the consensus here? It's actually something that the Americans accidentally did and they're covering their own asses.
Sure, it doesn't matter, but yes, I think that's what the idea is. Like they yes, there's a secret other plane that caused this plane to fall down and whatever.
The Americans were trying
fall down.
The Americans were trying to spy and they retaliated against them but hit the jumbo plane instead.
So the Koreans definitely did it, but the Americans don't want to admit to spying on the North Koreans. That's the idea.
Yeah, and that they were caught by them too.
I see. So like really Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of solved nothing, but like Steve said, it doesn't matter. We are explained there's a bunch of things that not only prevent you from leaving the island, but if you do escape, there are other fail-safes in place here. Well, as Eric mentioned, there's like it's the underwater laser system, so you cannot just jump off of a cliff into the ocean.
It's a crazy jump to make. Like, I feel like, an island that's maybe guarded, sure, but fucking laser nets, and we see them later. It's a lot.
You better see them later. And there's also you have to wear an Omega watch at all times, which I guess doesn't even tell them where you are because later Jean-Claude Van Damme just takes it off and like it's kind of not a problem. And then
I thought that was just like a welcome to the club present.
Or is it like, he's in it, the watch says he's in his room. Perfect, that's where he's supposed to be.
Well, look, we'll give you what do you say, $30,000 for your Rodman movie, but he has to have the Omega watch on for 3 minutes. And that's it. You can take it off after, but 3 minutes he has that piece of shit on.
Were those like, because I'm not well versed in the world of timepieces per se. Is Omega like some fancy brand, or was it just like a bullshit like Oakley kind of 1997 everybody had?
I mean, they're internationally recognized. I don't know like how fancy they are.
I think they're above Oakley if I have to guess. Like they were pretty expensive. Like I think Bond had a lot of Omega watches if I don't.
Okay.
Speaking of Oakley, we did get a shot of Dennis Rodman in a pair earlier.
Of course.
It was the 1990s, man. You were making an action movie. I think you were legally obligated to put Oakley
before I
sunglasses
open this
in them.
illegal gun operation in Antwerp, I got to stop by the Sunglass Hut.
It's the only way he can see like normal humans, Eric. He has to have Oakleys. They're prescription Oakleys.
These horseshit like sky blue frames, and you can't like see. It's just they are the dumbest sunglasses I've seen in a while.
Well, matches the rest of them, eh?
But the other thing that's very important, guys, if you do escape the island, you have assigned to you, you do not know who it is, but you have a guardian who is responsible for, if you break out, they too are allowed to escape and go murder you.
Okay,
very, very unimportant for the end of the movie.
Now, what is the motivation for me to go chase some other guy to murder him?
Especially if you let me out of this fucking prison. Like, I'm like, bye.
Oh, well, no.
Adios.
If you actually do hunt down, if you're a guardian and you hunt down somebody who's escaped, they let you go to the girls' colony.
Across the lake.
Yeah, you get to go that way.
I think maybe, though, like, if the guardian, skips Bond also, that guy's got a guardian.
Oh, that's true. Well,
so she's a crazy, cycle until you get the one son of a bitch that's a real like by the book kind of guy, and then you're screwed.
Well, everybody, all these like, hey, listen, if Jack Quinn escapes, I say I'm gonna go after him. I'm his guardian. And I'm not gonna go get him. And then anyone who's my guardian do the same thing, and then everybody else's guardian, and then they'll just kind of accidentally let us all out.
Exactly. That's why you need something in this movie that's like a Mission Impossible 3 or a wedlock deadlock situation.
Yes.
Something that makes your fucking head pop off.
I thought that's
if you step out of line.
I thought that's what the watch was like a bomb, but it's not. So like he's like training to get out of this thing because he's using all of his incredible mind and physical skills. Finally, we get some leg stuff where he's doing like leg training with the splits on the walls and what have you.
Oh, he's just climbing in this door frame. I gotta say, I was getting tired just looking at it.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing though, this first one that you see, it's confirmation that when he's making these movies, he's taping that sack up.
You have to.
Because you would be 110% hanging brain if you were in the position that he's in this movie, wearing the shorts that he's in. There's got to be a banana hammock in there or something.
I was going to say these splits are bananas for sure.
He should, honestly, he should use the sack as a weapon.
Yes.
Like if it comes out like that, just let it hit somebody in the eye with it, and they'll be out.
Think about the humiliation of Mickey Rourke getting teabagged by JCVD in this.
Oh my God, can you believe it? Oh my goodness. What happened? I don't know. I think I just sat in some gum.
What if the henchman goes up to Mickey Rourke with a black eye? What happened to you? He's like, I don't want to talk about it. No, tell me what happened to you. It was his sack, okay? His sack hit me right in the eye, and it hurt really bad, and it left a welt.
It's surprisingly dense. I don't know. It just is.
You know those balls that you like roll around in your hand? Like 3 of them. That's what it felt like right in my eyeball. High velocity.
His sack just has a bunch of Benoit balls in him.
He
don't have regular testicles. He's literally got balls of steel. They hit me right in the face. They knocked the filling out. Stavros is angry.
That would be a great Bond villain, right? Like Jaws in a way.
Oh yeah,
Jaws,
for sure.
But just with your junk. Oh, and that's what he'd be called, is junk.
That's
junk. Why do they call you junk? Oh, you want to see?
It's me, Junk. I'm Jaws' fucked up brother.
Yeah.
Junk.
Yeah, and the business on top there is a flamethrower. Watch out.
Oh, nice, dude. And you know what? If your genitals get mutilated beyond recognition, might as well turn them into weapons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thing that doesn't really lead to anything, and it's pretty dumb because why not just kidnap her? But Stavros also initiates this whole thing where he poses as an Italian like patron of the arts, and like sends someone to JCVD's wife to offer up a sculpture show in Rome.
Well, this is what this movie turns into Dario Argento's Double Team. It's all these people, all these like beautiful women that are horribly dubbed, and like we're going around Rome researching things. It's very bizarre.
And like there's so many scenes of like, well, the art show is going to be next week. And I'm like, again, I'm pretty sure the poster told me that Dennis Rodman is in this movie.
I mean, they're just doing a bad job, teasing the fact that like Mickey Rourke clearly got her to come to Rome, and he's like, "Yes, I wanted your art. What is this? Oh, this bullshit. What is this? This is a pipe and some. What is this?
Is this wait, did your kid do that? Oh, you didn't have the baby yet.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I know that I gave you this huge grant and we promised you this huge art show. I don't know how it happened. Those idiots in shipping fucked up your art. Look at it. Look what they did to it. No, this
can't be right? I mean, you're insured, right?
Look, lady, I'm gonna be straight with you. I was gonna kill you and your child, but I can't pay for this shit. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I can't do it.
The one time I thought I had a patron in my corner, it just turned out to be an international terrorist using me as bait to murder my husband. I am retiring from sculpting.
Well, here's a question: does she know that he's an agent of some kind? I guess she must, right?
Well, no, she does. I think he's just posing as a rich guy.
Yeah,
is my understanding.
No. But you were saying, Eric, you were asking if the wife knows what JCVD does for a living?
Correct. Yeah, because
I'm sorry.
Because like you think you'd be like, okay, here is my number one enemy. If you see this guy's face,
right? Yeah. I mean, I think it's a thing. It has to be that she knows at least somewhat, because she's like,
that guy shows up at the start, right? I mean, but
the guy shows up, but she's like upset. She's also like, oh yeah, this is going to be one of your things where you're in and out and back in 36 hours or whatever. Like, and she's like, clearly, she knows at least that whatever he does, it's dangerous, because she's like way more upset than you would be if like your accountant husband decided to go back to work.
Yes.
You know, like she knows there's some sort of risk involved at the very least.
Now, Jack, be straight with me. Is this one of your drive through a train missions? Or is this one of your baby assassinations? Tell me.
It's going to be a little bit of both.
Exactly.
I love. So the next movement of the film is the escape that he is planning, and and this needs to be explained to me by Paul Freeman or somebody, because there's a plane drops off a huge pallet of crap every X amount of days or weeks. I assume it's supplies, but again, I just need somebody to be like, every 6 weeks. How do you think we get all this great food? That's it.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds. I just need it.
I love, by the way, I just want to mention the whole, like, he's wrestling that tub. And then he cuts
my God.
I was cackling.
You're destroying the plumbing of the place. Someone's going to notice you've been up to shit.
What is that? So, yeah, it's this training montage where there's one thing where he takes a bunch of bed sheets and ties them around a bucket full of pebbles, and he's lifting that up. But then the thing with this bathtub that I do not understand what I'm looking at is like he's lifting up this bathtub.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it's very heavy.
Yeah.
And then like he's handless and he's lifting this bathtub by gyrating his hips. And I was like, is he supposed to be lifting this bathtub with his erection? Is that what's going on? Is he doing some boner lifts?
No, I want that to be true, but I think it's just in general. Maybe it's his leg. He's training his body, because I guess it's like a freestanding tub. So I mean, there has to be a drain somewhere. I feel like this is very dubious of how this is going to work out for him. But he's lifting it because I guess it's so heavy to train, because he doesn't have the weights. You'd think there'd be a gym or something in this place with all these muscle-bound dudes.
This is definitely one of the weirder cut scenes from I Married the Eiffel Tower. I humped the bathtub.
More people do it than you think.
I'm going to fuck this tub.
Listen, dude, I hate to break it to you. So that's not how you get off in a bathtub, dude. Let me just, you're doing it all wrong. You want to get in the bath. First off, get in the bath.
You're gonna need your hands. I'm gonna tell you that first and foremost. You need your hands.
No. Tub to me.
I fuck this tub. Look out below. No. Lay in the tub. See how you're naked? Huh? Come on.
See how you're
figure it out.
There's also the great moment of him holding his breath, I guess, because we're going to have that thrilling escape underwater.
Yes, because
he's timing.
He timed how long the water lasers are turned off for when this pallet of crap is dropped.
Water lasers. Right. What a fantastic movie.
It is also hilarious because the way that he's timing, like how long he's underwater in the tub and holding his breath or whatever, is like he's making little notches on cigarettes. And I just, again, this is why we need more like Euro trash action stars, because I fucking love that this fit as hell kickboxer dude is still just chain smoking.
The cigarette is a French alarm clock. When the cigarette is burned out, it is time.
Oh man. Oh, and also this was the one moment in the movie where I was speaking of Dario Argento, Steve, where I had to like look away when he cuts ever so gently his own thumbprint off of his hand, and sticks it to this pencil eraser, because the other thing is like every day at a certain time, to make sure that they're all still there, there's a security thing in everybody's room where it's like you have to go up to it when the timer goes off and put your thumbprint on it and like stand there while it registers you.
Yeah, you know what's a lot easier than that? A camera.
Exactly. That'd be, well, we're not, listen, I'm not going to invade these gentlemen's privacy.
No. You wanna work out in your room, fuck the tub, whatever. I don't want to look at that. I just need to know that you're there.
So yes, he does this big thing where he cuts his thumb off. He does create the Simpsons thing with the bird drinking the water, essentially.
Absolutely. I got somebody to cover for me.
So that's gonna be his thumb. And he gets to the top of this mountain. He just chucks that watch off like nothing. It's whatever. Yep. And then he jumps in just as the lasers are turned off for this pallet of. So a pallet is dropped, and then other guys got to go get it. And then my confusion is, then the plane takes another pallet or the pallet back. What?
Garbage.
Yeah, maybe it's all the waste.
Yeah, I can't think of what else. Wait, do we see what it is up in the plane?
We have no idea.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I really have absolutely no idea. But the funny part is, like, yeah, he's been doing all of this breath training, right? We see him do all of that because he has to hide underwater and swim all the way to this pallet and hold on to it and wait for the plane to take it so he can fly up and everything, right? It seems to me, at least, with what you're trying to do here, you got to hold your breath for 4 minutes or whatever. A little counterintuitive when you're making the dive into the water to just be screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
And he is definitely like, whoa, like all the way down. And I'm like, dude, save that breath, man. Get that air in those lungs.
And also, you'd make as little noise as possible.
Thankfully,
yeah, also that.
The island is surrounded by it's known for screaming fish, so it's fine.
And he has this nemesis who's like stepped to him a couple times called Stahl, who's this like Alexander Skarsgård looking motherfucker.
Huge dude, yeah.
Huge guy. And he just so that's why I thought he was his guardian, because he just so happens to be scuba diving to kill him at that moment.
It is a thing that you would see, speaking of Bond, like at the end of a Bond movie.
Right, yeah.
And speaking of Jaws, where it's like, he's not dead. Now he's right here for somehow like an impossible reason, right?
Yes.
And that's what like just out of nowhere, like, was that dude below the water lasers the whole time? What the hell was going on? I don't think people looked over a draft of this script. I think what you see is just like after they added in the JCVD-ness of it all, it was like, cool, you got the draft done, let's go make the movie. No one thought about this shit, but where did that guy come from?
There should be like a missing scene or an added scene where it's like the scuba guys are grabbing the supply drop or something.
Right.
Sure.
Yes. And that way, right, it's like it's kind of like in prison, right? You work in the kitchen, you work in the laundry room, whatever. This dude's job, this Stahl, is to like go out and, maybe he's maintaining the lasers.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
That could be another job.
The weekly
laser guy.
The weekly stock of body bags got dropped off. Oh fuck, JCVD's on it.
But I mean, this scene exists just to let you know that the lasers mean business.
Yes, and he explodes. It's pretty, because like JCVD gets away on the hook to the plane, and Stahl is left to explode by the lasers, which is pretty funny.
Very nice.
It's pretty rad. I mean, it's a death that's so great that like if they didn't come up with this fucking other thing for Mickey Rourke at the end of the movie, that would be a perfectly acceptable way for Stavros to go. A sea of lasers, absolutely.
Yeah. And then we get this. He's crawling up this cargo, like this net of supplies or waste product that is being shipped back. And this is a very thrilling set piece. It's like a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny because I just watched. We're going through all the Mission Impossible movies, and we just did Rogue Nation, and that's the big plane thing where he takes off holding onto the side of it, and then like he cuts the thing and the parachute goes off and he flies out with the package, so like very much was getting Mission Impossible vibes from this. And I think this is all a totally great action set piece right here. It's a weird thing where like when this movie just decides that it wants to be a JCVD movie and it cuts out any notion of Dennis Rodman being around and it cuts out anything about the colony and it's just like JCVD kicking ass in various situations. This movie is firing on all cylinders, and this is one of those.
Totally
scenes.
Agree. I love that. Like he asks one guy like, "You have a parachute?" And he says yes, and he throws him off the plane.
Yeah,
So
dude, that's
good.
kind of awesome.
And the other guy,
let me get it.
It's right over there.
I didn't mean on me.
I own one. It's at home.
I also love where he grabs a guy with his fucking thighs or whatever and flips him also off the fucking plane.
Dude, that guy, you know what? Like when you're going out, like I think that guy probably had a parachute too, but it's like, man, that dude threw me out of that plane in the coolest way possible. I have to give him credit.
And where a fire extinguisher should be, there is a handgun in a holster. Like it's like it's part of the plane safety. Okay, that's where the gun goes. And JCVD grabs it. He's like, "We are going to make a stop, ladies and gentlemen, to my friend in Antwerp, because guess what? Dennis Rodman hasn't been in the movie for an hour."
Jessica Chastain is just crying right on the side. Like, what's happening? What's this? Why? What's happening?
You kill Bin Laden, and look what else you got to deal with.
Oh, Jessica Chastain, you failed in killing Osama bin Laden. You're going to the colony.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, you killed him. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I heard you have quite a flair for it.
I mean,
fuck. Actually, I almost said Dennis Rodman. Osama bin Laden should be at the colony.
Sure.
It's like we told society that SEAL Team 6 murdered you and we gave you that fucking burial at sea, but instead Osama bin Laden,
we need
you're at the
his
colony.
brilliant analysis.
That's
Yeah, like I want Osama bin Laden to come to the pool at the colony and have like the Caddyshack like bum 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 ba-da-da, bum 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 bum. Where like Ted Knight's niece comes by.
Oh yeah. Does anyone want to come to my room later and watch Seinfeld DVDs?
Yes.
So yeah, he goes, to Antwerp to meet up with Rodman. This is where it's a weird, like, this is the part where he's like, "Oh, I'm closed for the night.
Yeah.
Like, come back tomorrow." And JCVD like shoots the padlock off, and he's like, "Now you're open for business." And we get this like 2-second bullshit fight of like the two of them really going at it. And I was like, there is something about watching Dennis Rodman, super tall guy, fighting Jean-Claude Van Damme, clearly a tiny guy, but like the movie isn't acknowledging it. Like the movie, as far as the movie's concerned, they're like on equal footing. And I'm like, no. This needs to be a movie where like he's towering over him. He's like a fucking 1.5 taller than him.
He is. And I mean, like that would be kind of cool, right? That'd be a cool fight scene if you really leaned into that.
Right.
And like speaking of fighting basketball players in John Wick 3.
Or a Game of Death with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
It would be interesting
Like,
to see
play with that.
the towering height versus the actual skill of martial arts.
Well, that's like the way that they cut, because like Dennis Rodman clearly cannot fight. Like he just doesn't have the physicality for it. So like the way they cut it, it's like he's giving him a very like intricate introduction to each other. Like they're like slapping hands, then doing like bumping hips, and then like chest bumping, and then I'm like, oh, is this a fight, or are you just saying hello to each other?
Well, because it is one of those things where the fight lasts for 6 seconds and then they laugh for another 8.
Yeah, you're like, what just happened?
It's one of them. Yeah. And he's like, "I need all this stuff." And he's like, "Well, I guess I'll help you now and be in the rest of the movie."
Begrudgingly.
And he's like, "Oh, I'll give you access codes to CIA bank accounts. That will be the tenuous reason we are together."
Yes, dude, it is so terrible, right? It's like, because Rodman, of course, being an arms dealer, is like, well, where's the money you're going to use to pay for this? And fucking JCVD, who has met this guy precisely one other time, is like, I'm good for it. It's like, no, he doesn't.
Is this
What are you talking about?
Is this does this end up being the fake out with the access codes? He's like, oh yes. I have 4 accounts from my colony days, and they will give you many monies. Many monies.
He's like, I don't have any money on me, but I will give you access to these bank accounts, and that should suffice for all of this like munitions that I'm essentially stealing from you for this mission.
And he's like, I need a weird parachute thing. And he's like, okay, cool. And he's like, and you have to go with me. He's like, even better. And then,
here. So here's my first thing. It's a parachute, and the parachute looks like a jersey. That's not going to work. Okay, I have a parachute that looks like some Nike sneakers. No, that's not gonna work. Okay. How about a basketball? Well, that's beautiful,
dude.
Beautiful.
How about a side picture of me and Akeem Olajuwon? How about that?
How about a parachute with Carmen Electra's whole like pectoral spread on it?
The basketball thing is so stupid.
I just can't even.
Because
I mean, I was still shocked from the plane sequence because it's not really much of a sequence, but it is so poor. Like the production design is so poor. The two of them are sort of arguing about who's going to jump out of this plane or whatever. And yeah, he's all like, oh, do you know if your invention works, Dennis Rodman? It looks like the two of them are on the set of an SNL sketch.
Yes.
It's so fucking terrible. And it's like, yes, this was the episode that like JCVD hosted, special cameo by goddamn Dennis Rodman. And they're just like, it's so terribly cheap. But then I couldn't believe it because before my shock about that wore off, I was like, oh my God, the parachute device is just a basketball.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're imagining like O.J. Simpson to be like pushed off a deck in a wheelchair or something.
I mean, here's the thing. You want that stuff to be in this movie? Totally fine. Let Dennis Rodman talk about basketball. Obviously, he knows basketball. He can perhaps say those lines a little more naturally. But then if that's the case, you need to have JCVD be like, I need to go see my friend in Brussels. He used to play professional basketball in Latvia. Or like
That's all I need. The one line.
Just anything. But like, because why else then is his parachute device a basketball?
But it gets
if not for the fact that before he was an arms dealer, he was a basketball
It gets
player.
even worse though. Like as the movie progresses, he just starts talking about like, man, like the last line is about what fine he's gonna get, but from presumably the NBA, and I'm like, they don't care about you blowing up a Roman Coliseum.
There's some part where he's like, I forget, like he dispatches with somebody in a creative way, and he goes, man, that should be a 5-point shot. And I was like, oh my God.
It was actually one of his best moves in this because he grabs some guy like with a gun. This guy's got a gun. He grabs him by the gun arm and throws him into a passing by like truck through the window.
Yes.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
When he starts fighting towards the end of the movie, I'm kind of okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right, at least it makes some sense. Because it's better than him being like a hacker or whatever. We'll get to the monks, I guess.
I mean, the fact we're even having this conversation means he doesn't work in the movie, and he kind of doesn't add much to it.
Nope. He doesn't need this because it's not a double team movie. It's not a movie wherein they need to team up to stop the whatever. It's just he's in it. He's a double co-star.
You have to be like, you're not going to like this, Jack, but you got to work with him or something.
Exactly.
It's fucking, I mean, here's the thing, right? In the first, I don't know, let's call it 10 to 15 minutes of Red Heat, Jim Belushi and Arnold Schwarzenegger are teamed up, and that's the movie.
Exactly.
And like, you get that shit out of the way early and make it an actual buddy thing. They have no time to become buddies.
I wonder if that was an ego thing with JCVD because he doesn't like being buddied up. Really?
Yes. No, he doesn't.
Right. That's true. I am a lone wolf.
Okay, you can make me team up with someone myself.
He does that all the time. You're right.
Does very often.
Because
my favorite co-star is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
There are he's done a lot of twin movies.
Yes.
That, oh my God. Yeah, he just hates sharing the spotlight.
Like, I don't even think Rob Schneider is in that much of knockoff.
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, thank God. But like, I don't even think they try to buddy him with him. And the only reason you'd have Rob Schneider is there to be a buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob Schneider does the comic relief in that movie. I thought, and it's the same director, and it's a visually compelling, and we're actually seeing locations, but whenever Schneider's on screen, my lord, it sucks.
Yeah.
Did JCVD do a second movie with Dennis Rodman?
No, there's a movie called Simon Says.
Simon Says is just Dennis Rodman.
Oh, he's the star of that movie?
Yes, sir.
Is he playing Yaz?
No. I think he's playing Simon.
Oh, I guess. I guess.
I'm relatively sure that movie gets also requested all the time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Better luck next year, folks.
There's some pool scene where he's trying to find out where his wife is, and this is a bunch of people that like are killing everybody, right? That's fun.
He infiltrates this compound, like that's why they parachuted in, and like immediately people are just shooting at him. It happens twice in this scene specifically, where it's a close-up, slow motion, horrendous CGI like explosion shot with him, like, oh no, mon Dieu! And you're just like, that looks fucking terrible. But I have to hand it to this movie. I cannot recall another film where I see a swimming pool literally explode. Because like he's fighting all these people, and then there's this lady who's like pretending to have a baby carriage, but there's a bomb in it or something.
Yeah.
And like then this lady drops this grenade. She has the grenade. She drops the pin, and JCVD I think shoots this woman, and she drops the grenade in the pool, and he starts running away again. Like, mon Dieu! And then this swimming pool. This is one of the biggest explosions I've ever seen in my life.
By the way, I love that his hesitance at shooting a woman is just like, if I close my eyes, it doesn't mean I shot her.
It doesn't count. The bullet did the killing. No, Jean-Claude.
I was shooting at darkness.
Oh, she looks like she's going to die. I don't have to shoot. Oh, she's got a grenade. Oh, shit. Okay.
All right, lady. I'm going to close my eyes and start shooting. If you get hit, it's your own fault.
Yeah, because in True Lies, it's a dock that's on fire, right? When he's swimming underneath and it's that big fireball.
Yeah.
That's the shot.
Like
that shot was similar to me.
Yeah. But yeah, so he finds this like abandoned car. There's a recording on loop from Stavros being like, hey, I'm financing your wife's art show. Better get to Rome.
Here's the beat of your heart. Here's the heartbeat of your child.
Oh, right.
And it's just repeating like,
And then Dennis Rodman's like, hey, man, what's going on? Am I still in the movie? And he's like, yes, you are. Guess we're going to Rome. Can you steal me a car? And he's like, I sure can. I'll steal a small car. That'll be humorous.
There's something they're like, he's criticizing him for stealing the small car, and this JCVD and the comedy, like it's just awful. But he's like, you look like a damn carrot with earrings.
Thank you.
Nailed him.
I will say that the one thing that bothers me about this movie is like, yes, Dennis Rodman, famous for not just having crazy hair, but constantly changing it. You can't have this character change his hair as much as
it's every scene he's in. I think it's a new hairdo.
And it's like, you can't do that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you can make what the change from the colony. Sure. That's a long time off. Like he does it like he meets up with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then when he steals a car, he has somehow gone to a hair salon and got a different hairstyle.
Well, you see, Steve, the thing about it is that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's common.
At the very least, I would need them to show me like them stopping after every one of these expeditions at like a gas station bathroom for him to do it in the bathroom with like a just for Rodman hair dye.
Right. Like it's the fugitive or something.
Yes, just like that. Like every time they leave a place, he has to stop and do it.
It sucks because it feels like it's cynical in the way that like some movie executives like, well, how am I going to know it's Dennis Rodman unless he does the weird hair?
Yeah, totally.
And so they're in Rome now, and Dennis Rodman is dressed like Dick Tracy, which is kind of funny.
Dude, the hat and the jacket, what are we even doing?
And he's a really big guy, but this is an enormous. I would love to know how big this suit actually, because it's big on him. It's a huge David Byrne-esque suit.
I think it was just the big suit, dude. They only had to tailor it a little bit, but there you go.
Yeah, Future Shaq lent it to him.
But yeah, so there's a whole like kerfuffle here, because JCVD also he looks like he's disguised as Robert Smith.
Yes.
For this whole thing here, and there's this. They're out on some like big open area, and it's like, there's agents around everywhere. And Stavros is taking Catherine, the wife, to the hospital because she's having like labor pains, but it's actually just a thing because Stavros knows JCVD is going to see the car driving by or whatever. And JCVD like runs after her, like cocking up this whole thing. And there's this guy on the horse that definitely reminded me of Andy Garcia in Godfather 3.
I thought he
he's
was
just on that horse and he's like, "Hey, Zaza!"
I think he reminded me a little bit of Judd Apatow a bit. Like this guy with this cop on the horse with the machine gun.
You look like Apatow to you?
A little bit.
I mean, I don't think that this dude looked like Andy Garcia.
Okay.
No way. But just the idea of like, because in Godfather 3, right, he's posing as the cop and everything.
Still happy.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
right.
same.
Yeah.
I have not gone to number 3 yet.
Well, there's a part in Godfather 3 where Andy Garcia disguises himself as a horse riding police officer.
But this is actually another moment where this is actually a pretty cool set piece, because we actually see a horse. We eventually this assassin or whatever gets shot and he falls down. We see the horse take a stunt fall.
Oh man, it is kind of great. And then this is Rodman running around doing his best fucking Cary Grant impression, I guess. I don't know. And like this is where you're right, Eric. This was the basketball reference because he goes, "He's up, he's in," and then walks for like 2 steps and he's like, "I would have to call that a 5-pointer." You're just like, boy, this arms dealer sure does love basketball, I guess.
No. I'm not Dennis Rodman. Again, remember, I'm an arms dealer. I mean, it feels like airplane.
It really does.
Remember now, I'm an arms dealer, not an outrageous personality who made his career being a basketball player.
Yeah, bang, bang. That's me. Bang, bang. Mr. Bang, bang.
And so this is the best action scene in the movie where Jean-Claude Van Damme goes into this hospital that's a trap, I guess. And
it's our second, for anyone keeping track at home, second abandoned hospital of the motion picture.
And he's got some guy with a cool, speaking of Desperado, suitcase gun.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet, I have to say.
And then there's this other guy who like is just waiting for him who has karate skills, which rules, and they have a really cool karate fight.
And is this the
foot knife guy?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That guy
the
rules.
toe knife. And this is when I wrote down in my notes, John Wick, is like, we got a guy that's doing all these moves. He's got a toe knife. We're fully in that mode now.
Totally. And again, this is one of those scenes where we're just having like some hand-to-hand combat, crazy fighting, crazy gunplay, a toe knife, as we've mentioned, Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his thing with all the kicks. Dennis Rodman and the Colony, nowhere to be found right here. And again, this is like the movie settles down and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, it's just a JCVD movie again. Oh. But that's, short-lived and everything.
It is, because they fight, and like at some point when Van Damme is dressed like Robert Smith, he's like, Rodman's like, "I have a brother that can help us out." He's like, "You have a brother in Rome?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it." And then we get to the cyber monks.
Cyber monks are great.
It's one like, this is like, all right, I'm gonna get. I had to pause and just kind of do a pace around the couch, like, all right, what are we doing here? Exactly. I'm like,
are you kidding? That's real. I was like, hell yeah.
I mean, yes, I agree, hell yeah, but it's like, this isn't what I wanted.
No, it's not at all. This is not what I signed on for. But like, at this point, you're like, there can't be, it's only blissfully like a 93-minute movie. And you're like, it can't be, that there's that much left. Let's just stick it out. And then the monks have the audacity to be even dumber, because it's like you get some line where Rodman is like, "Oh, these monks, they've been collecting information on Rome for 500 years. What? Okay. And then one of the monks like accidentally downloads pornography from the internet.
And I think Dennis Rodman just goes, "It's the internet," and I'm like, "Great, it's 1997, and we don't know what we're talking about."
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was the 70th take, and it was the best one.
And speaking of not knowing what you're talking about, JCVD turns to one of these monks and he's like, "Do you mind if I give it a try?" And he takes the keyboard and just like sends a text message back to the guys at the colony to be like, "Hey, Queen is still alive, LOL." Because there's a shot that cuts to all those guys and they're like, "Yeah."
I just want to talk to my buddies real quick.
Hold on. Okay, age, sex, we got. Is he going to say the location?
Wait for him to give the L. Wait for the
A
L.
room full of people.
Wait for the link. I need to see if they have the link to the Dick's Pics archive.
It's going to take an hour to load on our 24.4K modem.
Oh my God,
man.
my friends at the colony have finally got the nudie pic of Gillian Anderson.
It is a fake, but it gets the job done.
See, that would be funny if they were like trying to like, oh, pornography. And then like Dennis Rodman literally just pulls out a picture of girlfriend Carmen Electra and be like, "I got it covered, fellas."
Yeah, something like that should have definitely happened in this movie.
You might as well. I mean, she might as well be in the movie with the whole persona of Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? She's also like some assassin or some shit, a
Yeah.
weapons expert.
That's why
Whatever.
That's why I don't mind it so much, because like clearly the thinking was we're gonna make a movie with Dennis Rodman in it.
Mhm.
Everything else is up to you.
They should have done.
But you know what, Cabin? I mean, I agree with you, dude. But if that's the case, I'm sorry. Dennis Rodman has to be in the movie. And if it's
Yes.
a problem with JCVD not wanting to like share the spotlight or whatever, then you need to figure out either A, another fucking kickboxer for this movie, or like put Dennis Rodman in something
But
else.
don't you
Dennis
love-
Rodman in Mr. and Mrs. Smith with him and Carmen Electra.
That's a movie.
But don't you love just watching these two egos go at it? It's like AI, but really stupid.
I also don't really know what they get from these monks because
They
they
get the
leave
location of where he is, which is, and it's also
yeah.
like,
Stavros.
yes,
Yeah.
where Stavros
Okay.
actually is.
Got
This
it.
island
Got it.
off the coast or something. And isn't there like a tunnel they go under?
Yes, the monks also just so happen to have a tunnel that goes right.
To
Oh,
this island. Yeah.
You're like, all right. We cracked his code. Huh. He's just right across the break. We actually have a little tunnel that we can take you through right now.
Wait.
Turns out he's on the exact opposite end of our tunnel.
You know what? We have this little switch here, and it kills Stavros. Would you like it? I mean, we're not doing anything with it. If you want to kill Stavros just by flipping the switch, you got.
There is a painfully 1997 exchange of dialogue here when they're leaving the little monk hideout and Dennis Rodman goes, "Catch you on the internet, my brothers." To
Yeah.
which one of the monks goes, "I'll wait for your email." God damn, that sucks.
It's not good. And
I mean, like, I get it. Haha, it's 2021 now, but like, I'm confident that was not as funny as they thought it was in 1997 either.
yes.
But at the time, the word internet was funny to like 40 up.
Yeah.
It's the Siegfried and Roy crowd.
Yes.
The guys that laugh at that joke, the idea that Dennis Rodman sends an email to a monk is a knee slapper.
So there's a whole, what is the deal here where they're trying to blow something up, but like he doesn't have enough wire for it, so he's got to like huck these monk skulls
Yeah.
to like make the connection to blow it up. And this is the, again, goddamn, like he throws the first skull, he misses and goes, "Oops, airball. I hate practice, but I never miss twice."
Just like
Ha, 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 ha.
just make him Dennis Rodman then. Make him fucking
Yes.
Dennis Rodman that was kidnapped from the NBA and had to go on
Yep.
on a fucking mission.
Absolutely. Because you know what? Then all those basketball lines are totally fine. And honestly, it's pretty funny.
And
Yeah.
NBA star is also a spy. That's funny.
Yeah. And when you see him globetrotting, you can blow a whistle and say, "Traveling."
Yeah, there you go.
God damn.
And so then we get to our third and final abandoned hospital of the film.
One of these is a hotel, but fine.
Yeah,
I guess
right.
it's also a hospital, I guess.
Wait, where's there a hotel? Where's there a hotel?
That's when he fights the guy with the knife foot. Is kind of a hotel, but I thought it was a hospital. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's a
But
building.
Is it like a hospital from like 1820s Romania?
It's a makeshift hospital in a hotel room because I don't think the Stavros guy's on the level.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it turns out this dude pretty
Because
crazy.
they had like a nurse there or is that here?
This is
That's
where
here,
because this is because the whole thing also is that like Stavros is really keeping his eye on the time, waiting for this baby to be born so he can snatch it like some Eastern European myth. Like he is ready to steal this baby so fast
Baba
out of the
Yaga.
oven, man.
But it's also
Yes!
he has this nurse with him who's been with the wife the whole time, and I guess at the end she turns against Stavros to save the wife.
Yeah, because she's gonna get
really confusing.
she's gonna get kicked to death by JCVD if she doesn't.
Yes.
That's a good point. She reads the writing on the wall about the kicking.
Yeah.
But there's what happens is after the baby is born, Mickey Rourke is like, kill the women. And so there's an assassin coming to the room to like, finish these ladies off. And then the doctor, she just like shoots the assassin and is like, okay, now I'm on the side of the angels for some reason.
It's kill or be killed at that point, right?
I guess that's the idea.
It's perfect. Now bring the Quinn baby to the baby room with all the other abandoned ones.
And this is one of the 4 times when Dennis Rodman comes in after Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's like, don't worry, man, I got it. And then he doesn't have it. And then he comes into a different scene. I'm like, weren't you doing the other thing? Because he's like, hey, man, I'm going to take care of your wife. Don't worry about it. And then JCVD goes to find Stavros. And then later he's like, I'm going to take care of your baby. Don't worry about it. And it's like, okay, weren't you taking care of my wife an hour ago? What happened to her?
And then he's not even taking care of the baby fully because then he just comes back again into this arena of not only Tiger, but it's also a minefield because we're throwing everything against the wall.
Well, that's
just praying that something sticks.
That's where we end up. Is Jean-Claude Van Damme finds him in this Coliseum, Stavros in this Coliseum that he is rigged with mines, and he's like, if you can defeat my tiger, then I will let you keep your son, but if not, I will raise him as my own.
Fair bet. Honestly,
yeah.
You save your baby from the tiger and the mines, and you get to keep him. Not bad. I don't think Rourke's on the level. I'll be honest with you.
I think that guy might be up to something.
Maybe just a little bit. Because also, why isn't the tiger just snacking on the baby?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah,
come on,
that's
just
a bite-sized treat.
Yeah, come on.
Maybe Mickey Rourke like covered the bassinet that the baby's in, or like the basket that the baby's in, with like tiger piss.
Yeah.
And then, like the tiger was like, all right, I don't know what's going on in there, but it smells like my piss.
Or citrus.
Let me see what this Belgian guy. Oh yeah.
Get me
the kid with lemon juice.
Get me some Stubbs barbecue sauce to put on the baby.
Yeah, you gotta baptize your baby in barbecue sauce.
Tigers love barbecue sauce. I read it in a National Geographic.
Fuck shit, Tennessee baptism there, huh?
But I don't understand. So the tiger thing makes sense. Why, if you're also planning on fighting Jean-Claude Van Damme, would you put yourself at a disadvantage by putting mines all over this?
Seriously, it's just too much. It's just an additional thing. Look, I don't know. It's an
additional thing that it comes out of nowhere, much like Dennis Rodman's dirt bike that he just finds.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
But
like Dennis Rodman is all of a sudden, like when it looks like the chips are down and shit's about to go south, you just hear like ying 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 ying, and like in comes Dennis Rodman on this dirt bike, and I was like, wait a second, weren't you taking care of what is happening?
And then he grabs the baby. He's like, don't worry, I got your baby. He's like, could you get something? Like, could you actually sit down and get something?
And where did you find this dirt bike? This is ridiculous.
Hey, do you want me to order you a pizza? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here either. I'm just...
Don't worry, I'm going to take care of it. That pizza, I'm going to take care of that.
Where is my wife? She wanted a pizza too, so I'm getting her a pizza too.
When in Rome.
Rodman. So what Rodman does with the baby, it's hilarious. He like goes into like some tunnel and he finds like a loose brick and pulls it out of the wall. And he's like, all right, baby, I'm just going to like stick you in this wall for a little bit. Don't go anywhere. And he definitely has, he gives the baby a little, I'll be back.
Yes,
too.
he does.
Wow.
But
the fucking balls.
JCVD has to be like, that's not what I meant when I said I wanted you to take it out of the exploding Coliseum entirely and go to the police or something. It's when you like when you ask somebody like, oh, could you call Ron? And someone goes, Ron, and you're like, I could have done that. Like, you know,
that is the fucking the torture of my parents whenever everybody's home visiting for some reason. Could you go get dad? Dad! Oh, all the time.
Yes.
And then the inevitable follow-up of, well, I could have done that. Happens all the time. Kind of love it, actually. Kind of love the chaos that it brings to the situation.
Jack, don't worry about the baby. I wedged him into this blown up hole on the side of a wall. And I know exactly where it is when I come back to it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
There's also, because we're not doing it with Mickey Rourke, due to reasons that happen in a few minutes, but there is this random other assassin that definitely gets eaten by this tiger.
Yes.
Pretty great.
And the tiger, by the way, is played by, an actual tiger and then a cartoon as well. There's a lot of CGI tiger.
Did they?
Dude, it's like a bad music video looking at this thing.
Did they get the same real tiger and animated tiger from the Mandalay logo?
Yes, I think it was the Mandalay tiger.
That's what I thought. I thought it was a cameo.
They could not afford the MGM. Oh, I guess it's a lion.
That's a lion. But like Mandalay, like they at the time they were riding high.
Well, they made
was this actually a Mandalay movie?
This was a Mandalay movie. Yeah.
It's a Mandalay movie.
I was gonna say, I was about to just say, I saw that title card recently.
It was last night.
Literally last night. You fucking moron. Got it. Okay, sorry.
And then Paul Freeman makes his grand appearance at the end of this film, and I'm like, dude, I don't even exactly.
What? I mean, and what's kind of funny about it too is like when Freeman like gets back on screen, it's a real like. The way they're shooting it, the expression on his face, it's like a "Did you miss me?" movie, and it's like, no, I definitely didn't.
Are you gonna be melting soon? If not, get out of here.
You get the fuck out of here unless you're gonna start melting.
I kind of want JCVD to fight the tiger to death. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, it's kind of really it's a tease here.
I want him to do like a low sweep to the tiger's legs, kick it in the face. Really do it.
I mean. Then you'd be seeing some real bad computer tiger.
Yeah,
it would be fucking Tony the Tiger would come into the film at that point.
We brought in famed tiger fight choreographer Brack Ragan, and we're really going to have a day with JCVD here.
I promise you, he's very experienced in tiger fighting, but you've never seen any of the films he worked on because, yep, they're definitely illegal.
I'm going to unfrost your flakes, motherfucker.
Oh my god! Oh, dude,
they're
Jean-Claude
great, but you're dead.
There's no breakfast where you're going.
Oh, fuck yeah. I will see you in hell, serial jockey.
And when you get to hell, tell that fucking leprechaun I'm coming for him next.
He's not going to see a rainbow again.
Okay, next on the kill list, Toucan Sam.
Oh, definitely, dude. That guy's days are numbered. You might say he's extinct.
He's just at a farm strangling bunny rabbits. Just sticking to my tricks, will you?
Yeah, for kids.
Oh, you.
Oh, no, not you, honey, not Cheerio B. You're one of the good ones.
But that golden graham bear I'm going to break with my thighs.
That guy is always high, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, all the time. That's why I love that guy. He's my favorite cartoon mascot.
Golden graham.
Which is perfect because honestly, dude, you get a nice fucking heavy ass bowl of golden grams when you're high as a kite. Ooh, that's pleasure.
You know what always sucked? Remember when Snap, Crackle, and Pop got replaced just by Pop or whatever? Like they cut down on the three of them.
Really?
Wait, they broke up?
Yeah, they did.
So just Pop? It's just soda?
Well, no, they like the mascot wise, the other two weren't as popular, so they were just like,
times are tight. We're downsizing.
Yeah, I would definitely fuck Pop, but the other two,
Well, Crackle, that's just people are going to think that's an app, so get rid of him.
Oh no, that's he's so despondent he started his own app, I guess is the idea.
Yeah.
Like the problem is, we got Snap, Crackle, and Pop on here. We're trying to shill these fucking Rice Krispies to the masses. And every time someone sees Crackle, they're just thinking about Joe Dirt.
You know what? They say Snap, Crackle, but I like it originally, but I read a 50,000 post thread on Reddit about how Snap and Crackle are, not a little problematic these days. So I think we're going to go to Pop. I think we're just going to say Pop from now on. Yeah, I think that's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Release the Pop cut.
Who knows what the fuck Snap was up to?
It wasn't good.
No way.
The rumors were true, though. The rumors were true.
Wait, oh no, did they live in a tree, or is that just the Keeblers?
That was the Keebler elves lived in a tree. I think Snap, Crackle, and Pop, they just live in your kitchen.
Okay.
Who was the frog?
Oh,
it was the Golden Grape. Oh, shit.
The Honey Smack
Honey
guy.
Smack's frog.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Honey Smacks and Golden Crisp, almost the exact same cereal.
Yes,
if I'm remembering correctly.
Listeners are, listening overseas, not in the United States. Isn't it crazy what we give children to eat in this country?
It's just sugar with different constitutions. Basically, Jean-Claude Van Damme comes it's almost like a dream. This ending, because you're in the Coliseum with all the mines. He goes around all over the place. Dennis Rodman stashes the baby, and then we wind up again in the Coliseum, and now it's just karate time for Mickey Rourke and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it's a pretty cool fight,
I have to say, I'm glad that Dennis Rodman went to go stash that baby in a wall, because it allowed us another opportunity for this to just be a rad JCVD movie. Because this fight with him and Mickey Rourke, man, I have to say, not too shabby.
And Mickey Rourke is now shirtless and in cowboy boots, which is what you expect from Mickey Rourke.
Definitely
Dominating.
That's
an intimidating look, I'll say.
Oh yeah.
It's the look he has at the end of this movie, and it's the look he has when you deliver Domino's pizza to his house.
My favorite thing is one of his underlings is like a tall Phil Spector assassin.
Yes.
He's got this greasy curly hair, and I just took me out of the movie every time I saw it.
Is this the guy that gets got by the tiger?
I think so. I think he gets thrown into the tiger pit.
He's kind of looking it's the tiniest bit like an unhandsome Vincent Cassell.
A little bit, yes.
Also, question really quickly. We're in a Coliseum here. Is this the Coliseum or just a Coliseum?
I think it might be the Coliseum, actually.
No. I mean, they said it's on an island, right? And it looks
actually, that's right.
What's funny is like when we see it explode, it kind of, it looks like a Roman-esque Coliseum, but like in this actual arena, kind of looks like an arena from like Enter the Ninja. Like, are they doing cockfighting in this thing?
Yeah. Like I got a bullfighting feel for some reason.
Yeah.
IMDb, and I mean, like, take this for what it's worth, on the trivia, the 11th piece of trivia, 11 out of 11. Last movie to be shot in the Rome's Coliseum.
Wow, that's the fact that the Italian government would let this get, they let everything get away. Never mind. I mean, it's, I don't know. I feel like that's insulting to the history of the planet.
Yeah, I think it's a thing where it's like, all right, so we allowed Double Team to come through. Okay. And I know. We were talking about closing up shop, but guys, did you see that fucking movie?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm hearing word that Ridley Scott's got something. It's literally called Gladiator. Maybe we should help him out with that. No.
We said the last movie is Double Team. By the way,
and you don't know, Dennis Rodman could be in that Gladiator picture, so no way.
Another piece of IMDb trivia, which is actually, it's contrary to this page, Van Damme had 3 other films get a theatrical release in Australia after this film. They were The Legionnaire, Knockoff, and Universal Soldier, The Return. So, Barry, shut up. Stop with the IMDb trivia. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's incredible. These idiots are now fighting with each other.
Because they closed the message boards and fucking hell was full, and now they roam the trivia pages.
That's
you know what I mean?
True. Good call.
They should have reopened the message boards and let those people hash it out there and exchange child pornography.
Right. Yep, that's exactly right. Both things would have happened there and not sullied the good reputation of the trivia pages.
So they're fighting, and Dennis Rodman says, "Oh hey, Mickey Rourke, guess what? I moved all those crosses. He." And Mickey Rourke is now standing on a landmine, and a tiger is coming towards him.
Now, here's a question, because I was straight up, again, not understanding what was going on. But it sounded to me like Dennis Rodman was telling Mickey Rourke that he was the one that set all the mines.
No.
Because what is he talking about? Like, oh, I was getting creative and I switched this with that. Because you see Rodman initially steps on a mine and then you see him like unscrewing something.
He like diffuses it with a pin, or I was like, is that supposed to be an earring that he puts into it to make it not explode?
Oh, I think that might be it.
But yeah, Mickey Rourke and his people put all these mines everywhere, which is kind of defeats the purpose to mark where they are with these crosses to begin with.
Right.
And then Dennis Rodman, apparently, whenever he was done stashing babies, or I don't know when in the timeline, moved a couple of these crosses. So now there's one next to JCVD, and we think that he's standing on one, but it turns out he's not. It's you, Stavros.
Oh, man. And they they know what's up. Mickey Rourke knows what's up. Stavros knows that this is the end of the line for him. And they fucking shag ass out of there, dude. And this is just, Mickey Rourke steps off this thing. He and this tiger go up instantly. The tiger is standing right next to him.
Incinerated.
Mm-hmm. Instantly.
Here's my question. The tiger's coming at you and you're standing on a landmine. Do you incinerate yourself first, or just to see what a tiger bite's like? You know what, dude?
Incineration.
Give me your best shot, and then we'll incinerate. Yeah, I guess you're right.
But
because maybe it's a thing where, like, if the tiger attacked you, like, let's say it jumped all the way up on you and knocked you down, right? Maybe it's enough that the tiger's huge animal kingdom body would shield you from some of the blast.
That's a good idea.
And maybe you survived because a tiger was laying on you.
You jump off the landmine at the right second enough to grab the tiger under the belly and move it down, position its spine directly towards the explosion.
Hey, Tony, these cornflakes are a little spicy. And you jump.
Yeah, now he's Tiger Flakes for sure.
Tiger Flakes.
Yeah, I think maybe you might be protected by the tiger if this was a normal mine, but this is a 2-ton mine covered in 40 tons of gasoline around it. This thing it collapses the fucking Coliseum.
Well, it's really something, this explosion.
It's like a nuclear explosion, and everything is getting incinerated. This building that it withstood 2,000 years of history or something is fucking blowing up. Yet, what's this? Coca-Cola machine. Let's all hide behind this. And that survives the entire explosion without a problem.
One quick correction. Multiple Coca-Cola machines in this Coliseum hallway. I counted at least 6 or 7.
You're coming up on 6 or 7, yeah, for sure.
A lot of thirsty people in Rome.
all ready for an ice cold Coca-Cola, dude.
Yeah, you just imagine before this, like, hey, Giuseppe, our dynamite business is saved. They want 40 tons of dynamite going to the Coliseum tonight.
This Coca-Cola vending machine is taking this blast like it is Captain America's shield.
Yes.
It is the craziest shit. Oh my God. And what I didn't remember that last bit of trivia you said, Steve, but there was something in the trivia, am I correct, that it feels like this has to be wrong, but it says that this was the first movie that a Coca-Cola vending machine was actually featured?
Yes, as product placement, which has to be wrong.
That's insane.
Yeah.
These people need to be imprisoned.
Billy Wilder made a Coca-Cola movie.
How are you officiating that? Like, are you saying there's never been a Coca-Cola machine in a movie before this?
Yes.
That's what the statement kind of sounds like, which is pretty dumb.
Insane. There's no way.
But so, everything's all blown up. It is the best product placement of all time.
And Paul Freeman's like, time to take you back to the colony or kill you or whatever I'm doing in this movie. And then
just changes his mind.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. The cheesesteaks, they close in about 8 p.m. and I need to get there. So you know what? You go ahead. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah,
Dennis,
I know. I'm part of the colony and everything. I renounce it all.
Dennis Rodman also does that weird exploding coin trick.
Well, he saves Jean-Claude Van Damme from Paul Freeman by throwing the coin at him.
Yeah.
And JCVD drives away, and then Paul Freeman's like, well, I guess my work here is done or something.
Sure.
Dude, it is dumb as dog
Toodaloo.
shit, Paul Freeman.
Toodaloo.
Yeah, Paul Freeman has the second to last line of the movie. The last line of the movie is Dennis Rodman saying Toodaloo, and it sounds like there's a question mark at the end of the sentence. But Paul Freeman is like, after that whole Batman smoke bomb thing, he's like, you're quite a magician, Mr. Zaz.
I have to go make the Bluebird special.
Like, you wouldn't even know this guy's name. What are you talking about? What on earth are you talking about?
I don't know, man. It just fucking sucks. And then, Rodman's just like, toodaloo. And then,
the last line is the fines.
Yes, he's talking about the fines. And I think you're right, man. He's like, oh, fuck. I'm going to hear from the commissioner about this.
Okay, I don't think David Stern had fucking control over fucking Rome. What are you talking about?
Oh, man. You know what's funny, Steve, is I was about to say David Stern, and then I wasn't sure if he was commissioner in the 90s.
He was.
Wow.
So when that's the mistake. You heard NBA, you thought National Basketball League. It's National Blow Up Academy.
Oh, man. Let me watch that movie, please. Please let that be a movie. The National Blow Up Academy. My God, you can major in one of two things: either like explosions, dynamite, all that shit, or also sex dolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Blow Up Academy.
Spy Master Reggie Miller. Yeah, I like this.
Ooh, yeah. You get the whole cast of Uncle Drew back together, and it's the National Blow Up Academy.
A movie I did not hate.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Pretty funny.
I watched it. I guessed it on an old Nathan Rabin podcast ages ago, and I went and saw it in the theaters. As a matter of fact, and you know what? Didn't regret a thing.
Wow, theaters. Remember those?
I do, man. Soon enough, dude. We'll see. But fuck, yeah, I don't know. We never find out if he's gonna get a fine from the commissioner because that's the end of the movie. Oh man. Would anybody recommend Double Team? We'll start with you, Steve.
I would. It's just it's actually it's much shorter than this episode. It's 90 minutes. It moves insanely quickly. It's entertaining and baffling and very, very, very bad. It's a seeing is believing bad movie. I don't know if I'll go back to it ever, but for a one-time ticket, I think it's worth it.
Totally. Chris Cab?
Oh yes, enthusiastically. I really like this kind of action, but like this is very in line with Hark's Chinese output. He does movies like this where it's disorienting. Everything goes really quick. So I was kind of more acclimated to. I'd watched one or two of his movies recently, so I was a little bit more acclimated to that. But like I prefer being confused and like just shocked by action movies than being like, oh yes, we have to get to Nicaragua because Nicaragua is where the arms are, and the arms are where we need to. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about any of this. I just want action and antic shit to happen, and this delivered for me.
Fair enough, my friend. Eric Siska.
It's also an enthusiastic recommend for me, which is funny because I watched this movie when it came out. I don't know if I saw it in the theater, but probably on video or something right after. So I saw it in the 90s, and I disliked it, and I was wrong. But I mean, it's okay to dislike a movie, right, folks? Dennis Rodman stuff doesn't really work. Andrew, what you were saying about this being a kick-ass JCVD movie in those certain sections, that's what sells me on the movie. I think it's a fun time. 93 minutes zooms by enough. So yes, it's a recommend from me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd say it's like a light recommend for me. I mean, really, because like only a third of this movie is what I was interested in. Like all the shit with the colony, it's wasted. It could have been cool, but they do absolutely nothing with it. And then like, I do not understand trying to put Dennis Rodman in a movie. No. I mean, I understand it, but like, Jesus, he's really fucking bad, you guys. Like, it was just distractingly bad. And that dirt bike out of nowhere. I'm going to go the rest of my days trying to figure out where he got that fucking thing from. But like, yeah, you could do worse. And, like everyone has been saying, the briskness of it all really does help because like, I did have to pause it at one point, and I knew we were right there at the end, but it was just I got to go to the bathroom situation. And, I was pleasantly surprised to find I had 12 minutes left. It's like, okay, I will take 12 minutes left of this movie. But yeah, so light recommend for me. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the 2021 Listener Request Month. Can you even believe it?
Thank God.
3 out of the 5 movies we did from the year 1997, is that right?
Yeah.
That's got to be a new record. I like that.
Really? Jesus.
Because the only thing that wasn't was what? Poltergeist 2, because that was 86, and Vertical Limit, which was 2000. Everything else was 97.
Yeah, The Pest only looks like it's from 91.
That is right. But if you want more We Hate Movies, including some more listener requested content, be sure to head over to the Patreon. Of course, patreon.com/WeHateMovies. We got a movie on the WLM entry that was from 1990. That, of course, is Goodfellas, a jam-packed 3-hour episode that'll have you laughing and get you a little hungry.
We also have the Snyder Cut, the Snyder Sessions on the $10 feed, our small series on the Zack Snyder Justice League movie, which is really something.
Also, we have some listener requested Nexus episodes, 2 wild discussions about some TNG apps, the listener requested Horhash Ekwish, Glebe Glossary.
Yes.
That guy was a horse New Republic fighter pilot.
That's
if I
right.
remember
That's right. That is our Star Wars sideshow about just random fucking Star Wars characters, and the listeners delivered this year, I believe. And also on the Animation Damnation side of things, we've got Transformers with a interesting episode.
Carnage in C minor, absolute
Yes.
hell.
Yes, I think we mostly talk about sex maneuvers. So sign up.
Yes, and Eric teased it. We will be dropping a singable commentary for Enter the Ninja, a canon movie that fucking rules the school.
Yeah.
Great movie. If you are in the United States, as of this recording, it is on Amazon Prime Video. So there you go, folks.
Do not want to snooze on that one. That'll be out by the end of the month. I've QC'd like half of it. It's a fucking fun time, man. It's a fun ass movie. We had fun talking over it. So that's going to be a blast. But the great thing is, on top of all the content, including the new Walsh tier with Melrose 210, which we did put out also, it's the season 1 finale of Melrose, or 90210, and then a totally fucking garbage episode of Melrose Place. Happy to have that show back. But on this feed, Steve, next Tuesday, there's an all-new episode. We're kicking Listener Request Month out. That's old news. What are we talking about?
We will be talking about only Connery movies in the month of April. That's right. Did we give this a snappy title or no?
Nah.
Yeah, fuck
it's
it.
fine.
Yeah, it's just
Fuck it.
It's just
fuck it.
You know
It's
what? I got one for you. Let's call it Sean Gone.
oh God, Sean Gone month begins in earnest.
Rest easy, King.
With You Only Live Twice. We're doing a Bond movie, everybody.
Yeah.
That's right. It's very
Rest easy, the man who would be king.
We yes.
Excellent.
We initially, thought maybe this James Bond movie would be coming out, but it's not. So, you know what? We listen to our Bond episodes now and then see that Bond movie later.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. It's just we're ramping up the Bond excitement for next fall when it fucking comes out or whatever. I recently rewatched this in quarantine. I was starting to do like a Bond rewatch and then petered off somewhere after Live and Let Die. But yeah, there's going to be some stuff to talk about. So until next week with You Only Live Twice, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Zadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.